Our audience is 25% spuds.
Nice. How you doing?
Just a quarter spuds.
Hey, did you see this EDHRECast video today?
I haven't had a chance to watch it yet, but dude.
Did you see it? It's like the best idea.
Yeah, so when I was on Twitter earlier today and I saw him tweet the thumbnail, and number one, my vanity took over and I was like, I gotta see if we're on the thumbnail. We're not, but our patrons have lovingly put us in the thumbnail, which is nice. I can show that off on stream.
What? Really?
Yeah.
Okay, so look, I just saw this as we're starting up the stream, and I'm like, oh man, I really wish we were in this. And then I'm like scrubbing through I'm looking at all the different decks, watching the video. I'm like, oh, we are. I'm like, we're in the video. So big shout out to them. This video is a really cool idea. I looked at it and I was like, geez, this is a 10 of 10 idea right here. Yeah. Like going through 100 creators and 100 decks. I honestly think it's a fantastic video. It would be cool to have deck lists with all of these, but I think they really hit the nail on the head with Dahada and Carador. I missed this in the Discord. I'm so out of the loop.
You know what's funny is I was actually updating Dahada today, and so when and I hadn't touched Dahada in over half a year because I liked where it was at. Legends Matter stuff doesn't get printed all the time, but Assassin's Creed had a good amount of it, and there were 2 or 3 I wanted for the deck, and so I used that opportunity to get some other stuff and go ahead and just do a nice little upgrade on Dahada. So it was cool to see those. Yeah, here, check this out. Let me show you the bottom of the screen here. Okay, so this was the thumbnail, chat. I can't make this any bigger right here, but I was like, oh man, we're not in there. And then DA said, I think I see you in there. Just enhance. Now enhance. Now enhance. Now enhance. We made the thumbnail.
Oh, brilliant. Who did this? They deserve a raise.
Yeah, Leavering.
That is great.
We have made the thumbnail. Oh yeah, shout out for last stream Monarch, JR Hunter. All hail JR Hunter. I haven't changed it yet, so JR, you get a little shout out. What's up? How you doing?
If anybody has not seen this video, this is honestly really funny, and it's a really cool video idea, and it gives you an idea of what people in the community are playing. So highly recommend you go check out EDHRECast video today, because I plan on going back and watching it and just seeing what people are playing. I've only got a few minutes into it so far, but I do think it's a brilliant idea, and very excited that we made it into the vid there. Those guys are great. We've got to hang with them a little bit at a few different events, and they're really good folks over there.
Tom S, this is not the Matrix. You are live with us. Chat, I just put the link to EDHRECast's video there in the chat. Make sure you go check it out. Let me.
That's a fun one.
Adjust our
fun way to open
Monarch.
the day there. Just saw that.
Jake, I got to show you this.
Yes, sir.
Our mutual buddy Dom.
Yeah.
Made me a little altar.
Oh, yeah. I have to show you mine.
I've seen yours.
Yeah, I need to do a little post about this on the Instagram.
So chat, one of my very first commanders ever, kind of like a stereotypical commander for me in especially college, especially with like my OG play group, you know, would be Earl the Mist Stalker. And my buddy Dom altered me on there, holding hands with Earl, walking into the mists.
Yes, and then I have to show you what Joel's buddy Dom did for me.
Our mutual buddy Dom.
I wanted to say it like that. I wanted to say it. Oh God, where is it? I have to find it.
Yeah, Dom made us both some altars, and we were very happy with them, very proud of them. Problem is, I converted my Earl deck to be green-white Elevair like a year ago.
All right, this is good. Here we go.
Oh yeah, check this out, chat. Let it focus in. Come on, focus.
If I need to, here, I'll take it out of the top loader there for a second.
Come on,
I'm not taking it out of the. Pretty sweet.
Oh,
dude.
So close to focusing. Can you back it up a little bit?
Of course.
Like right there, it's fully visible. Yeah, chat, look at that.
Yeah, the YouTube is kind of behind a little bit, but It is pretty cool. He got the green hat and everything. He captured hat era Jake. So this isn't like
no, yeah, it's not college.
This
Jake.
is not bandana era or
college would have been yellow
era.
Yellow bandana Jake would have been college era.
Yes. Anyway, thank you, Dom.
Yeah, Dom, thank you for those. Just wanted to show those off.
Yeah, very, very cool. Dom is a fantastic artist, by the way. He did a little his little DT signature in there, and very cool. I have a couple artist. Dom altars in my collection.
I need to get more.
He's done a C3PO that I don't have that is amazing. And then he also did a gilded Drake that is in, I believe, the cube, but Dom does really cool stuff.
Oh yeah. Chat, I want to thank our sponsors that make the channel possible as an everyday venture for Jake and I. Card Conduit, best place to sell your cards.
Oh, what? Sorry.
What's got Reach? What's got Reach?
I was going to say Reach for our 5-letter word.
Oh, I got you. Real quick, just mention our sponsors. We're going to have a sponsor segment later in the day, later in the evening. Card Conduit, go sell your cards there. TCG Player, go buy your cards there. MTG Stocks, go check the long-term prices of the cards before you go buy them there. Dragon Shield, protect your cards once you've bought them. Drip Shop,
Moxfield, organize your decks.
Moxfield, organize your decks, and then Moxfield, find us live streaming, auctioning off some cool stuff. Drip Shop, what did I say? I'm out of it.
You said Moxfield.
It's been a long day. Moxfield, organize your decks.
That would be cool if Moxfield could get that going, though.
Drip Shop, find us live streaming there. We auction stuff.
Yeesh.
We give a ton of stuff away. Go check us out over there. Y'all know how we like to start this stream? Do y'all know this? Do you know how we like to start the stream around here? Chat, we're gonna play a game called Wordle. Chat, we are banishing you. This is one of the few times during stream we will not be interacting with you, but we don't like to cheat. We like to pass or fail of our own accord.
What we do here at the end step, don't worry.
We're trying to guess the correct 5-letter word. When we guess a word, we hit enter like this, and it will color code the letters. If it's gray, that letter is not in the word. If it's tan, that letter is in the word in the wrong place that we've typed in. And if it turns pink like that, that means it is the correct letter in the correct location. We're really close here.
Tasha. Oh.
That S was in the wrong place. That was a little hasty, but we did get some info, which is nice.
Oh, my bad.
No, it's all good. It's all good. We got some info. ST.
All right.
XATHS. Baths? Well, I mean, I'm going to try it, right? It's at least going to give us some fantastic info. Yeah.
Maths?
Easy maths. Paths.
Paths, I guess. Yeah.
There we go. Rico and many paths. Done. We nailed that, Mox. So we're getting faster at those. Our old smooth brains are developing wrinkles as we can just right here sitting here watching it happen.
I've started doing paint by numbers to help me with my brain. So
that's awesome.
No, it's not true, but Andy does paint by numbers.
I wish it was true.
It's not something to be like ashamed of if it were true.
Chat, did anybody get that before we did? Hang on, I'm just setting something up. I'll have a little back end trouble here. Give me a second.
We absolutely sped run the shit out of that one.
Yeah, dude. I didn't even know we had this much free time in the world.
We don't.
There we go. All right.
Right.
Chat, the other game we like to play to start off our streams. That's Spellify.
It's a sorcery.
It is like Hangman, but really what we're trying to do is guess the card. We're playing guess the card, but we're going to use Hangman game to sort of gain some clues. We got 5 letters, 3 letters, 8 letters.
Sorcery. I'm kind of stumped on this.
Well, three
don't
in
really know where to start.
3 in the middle. Sorry, I'm having a little trouble with our trivia game, so I'm trying to prep it at the same time here.
Oh yeah, no worries.
3 letters in the middle. That's got to be the, right?
Possibly. Or 4.
All right, what do you want to go with here? T, S? How do we want to start this?
Either of those.
Wait, hang on.
R, S, T.
F-U-T-U-R-E. Future is 6 letters. Burn the past. Burn the glimpse. Break the future. Break the past. Glimpse the... Glimpse? Is it glimpse?
I don't know. I have no idea.
Do you want to guess
it's a
letter?
blank blue sorcery. It's completely blank.
Do you want to guess a letter?
Yeah, you can guess a letter. Any of them. R, S, T, any of them.
Let's go with, I think it's, we really need to figure out this word. So we're going to go with, we're going to go R. Damn.
Okay, so nothing with R.
No.
Before your... No.
Ooh, no, I like this where that's headed. Before your...
No, it's not before. It's something your return. No.
S. Okay. Now there we go. That we should be able to get here. All right.
It's not sacrifice. It's search your library.
Ooh.
Search your library for.
Search your library for.
Up.
Up.
Not up.
No. To search your library for.
Up. No, not up.
No. Yeah. Search your library for.
An instant or sorcery card, reveal it, and put that card into your hand, shuffle your library.
Oh my god.
Search.
It's from Strixhaven. It's the girl. It's the Quandrix girl. Solve the equation.
That's it.
You cracked it with Anne. For some reason, my articles were stumping me tonight.
Anne was the key there.
That got us over the hump. Gotta get that one word, chat. Here's your code,
Nailed
Jake.
it.
You want to get in on this one?
I see some folks here saying solve the equation. Looks like
Oh
it.
yeah, I bet we got beat to that one. I was trying to get trivia ready, chat. I'm sorry. Jake, here's your trivia code if you want to get in before the homies. Actually, I've learned that kind of doesn't matter. Spec, I see you.
Well.
Chat, the third way we like to start our streams is to play trivia provided by our beautiful, wonderful, and illustrious producer and mod on the channel, Spectre380, the numbers guy. Spectre, are you with us?
Hey, what's going on, everyone?
Oh, that lovely, luxurious, velvety, melted butter of a voice you're hearing is Spectre380, the numbers guy. How are you, buddy?
Used to be a merman, but we got a spell and now he lives outside of water.
The legs of Spectre. I'm getting used to them.
Join game here.
Chat, if you want to jump in with us on trivia, it's a little like Jackbox. Get your phone out. Go to play.triviamaker.com and type in this code. Put in your first and last name. Please make it something appropriate or we will kick you out. And if I find out who you are, I'm banning you from the internet. The whole internet. And Spectre's bar mitzvah. You cannot go.
It's true. We'll have someone guarding the door and everything.
Yeah. You don't want to mess with Jewish guards, dude. That's all I'll say about that.
I'm gonna get myself a little bit of water really quick before we get into this. I should have had it done.
Hey Jank, are you here to hit us with some stats? Is Jank in chat?
I haven't. Jank stats.
So Jank has been keeping some stats for our trivia games here. You want to jump in and play with us tonight? You can win some Dragon Shields, courteous of our sponsor, Dragon Shield. Tonight after trivia, we are going to get into Bloomburrow cards that should be on your radar as the set gets into hands at pre-release this weekend. Cards that people will be seeking. Let's get ahead of them by a couple of days. Excuse me. I'm definitely not going to get to go pre-release on this one, unfortunately. But next one, me and you.
Oh yeah, baby. I'm
Duskmorn, 2HG.
Very spooky, very excited.
There we go. We got a lot of folks joining. We appreciate y'all.
Jake, me and Spec are going to do the 2HG pre-release of Duskmorn when that comes out.
Oh, nice. Where's that going to be?
His LGS in Atlanta does 2HG pre-release on Sundays, a la Emerald Knights.
That's awesome. I will let everybody in chat know as we wait for more folks to join. Joel and I have some events coming up this year. We will be in Vegas, as many of you know. Hey. We will also be at the summit, as more and more of you are starting to know. We're going to be talking more about the summit as we get closer to that. The summit is going to be, when Vegas is in October, summit will be in November. And then just in August, this month, as we're about to crack into August here, I will be at the event in LA, which is going to be presented by Laughing Dragon, and that will be a Command Fest.
If you're a SoCal gamer, make sure you go check that out and hit Jake up.
Yeah. You want to come hang out? It's going to be August 16th through 18th, and I plan on being at all 3 days. So if anybody wants to come hang out and get a game,
you really like meeting people by them sneaking up behind you and tickling you, right?
Yeah, tickling, anything like that, you know.
Yeah. So just
I like to have people grab my neck like from the back and be like, "Hey, what's up, bro?"
Loud,
anything like that is cool.
Pointing at from across the room.
Yeah. Yeah, standing up on a table, running down a table of a tournament in progress.
I'm jealous that you guys are going to be doing some two-headed. I love that.
Dude, the last two-headed giant I played was definitely with you. Well, we've done some at events, but the last like pre-release two-headed giant was years ago for me. All right, chat, we're doing this. We're getting into this.
Been a minute.
Let's get into it.
Big claps in chat for Spectre preparing this for us every week. Spectre is a mensch.
Yes, thank you.
And he's a beaut. We like to participate in this. So Spectre is beautiful enough to make these questions every week so that Jake and I don't know them ahead of time.
Yes.
We are on Bloomburrow 3, baby.
Let's get it started.
Let's rock and roll.
We got a warm-up question as we're doing now.
Here we go.
So which mechanic involves spells targeting your own creature?
Ooh.
Okay.
Yeah, a little Bloomburrow, a little bit.
Oh, the new one. I was going to say, we actually have multiple of these in Magic now.
But not in this multiple choice.
Not in this multiple choice. That's absolutely right.
I guess. Wait a second.
I ran into this when I was upgrading some decks. I was like, wait, these keywords aren't the same anymore.
It's true. They like to mix it up on you.
Yeah,
sorry, Nahab.
I mean, it's so that they can print more stuff without having to balance it against what's already come.
It makes sense. It doesn't make sense in the present, but it does make sense if you're looking ahead.
For some reason, I don't know this. Yeah, I didn't even know what Valiant was. That's probably mechanic?
Right. Like process of elimination. Prowesses grow when you cast. Offspring is kids. Gift is like a thing. And so targeting your own creatures is Valiant.
I thought Valiant was something that was made up. I didn't even know. Damn.
No, that's the new Heroic. It used to be called Heroic, but it's like a new version of it now.
That's true.
All right.
So, what is currently the highest value reprint in the Bloomburrow precons?
Oh, this is a good question. I actually don't know this off the top of my head right now.
You'll answer on your
yeah, you answer on your phone.
Answer on your phone. There is no confirmation, so make sure you know what it is when you select it. You do get more points the quicker you answer.
Oh man.
Joel, these possibly couldn't be the top 4 cards with the highest reprint value.
Well, one of them I'm sure is not right, and the other I'm very sure is not right.
You would, Travis.
Yeah, man, this is the one I thought was like right on the edge.
Ooh.
It's been reprinted so much recently.
What's the difference in price between those two?
Like $1. Saw in Half is at $10.59. Helm of the Host is at $11.43.
Got you. I said Saw in Half for what it's worth.
Saw in Half is what I thought was going to take it too until I ran across the Helm of the Coast in the very last precon. I was like, oh.
All right, shout out to everybody with 0.
Food Time and Jimmy MDK in 1, 2, and 3. Here we go.
All right. Which Planeswalker was not featured in the Secret Lair Showcase Bloomburrow? So, for those of you who don't know, we have Planeswalkers that got turned into animals in the set, and they did another set of them for a Secret Lair. Which one of these is not in it?
Not in the set. Not in the set.
Not in the lair.
Not in the lair.
I think I got this wrong too.
I guessed. Oh, I guessed right.
Wow. Nice. Well done.
I'm so bad at this game.
I was trying to think what creature, what animal would they make her? It's not immediately evident. I would be like spirit, but that's not an animal. So I was like, I don't think there's a good one for her.
They turned Kaya into a dead animal.
Yeah, like a ghost, ghost rabbit.
Oh man. All right. So we know that there have been a lot of new animals.
Oh yeah.
But of the ones that they've added to Bloomburrow, which of the following got the most cards?
Following animal types got the most cards.
So is it going to be rabbits, mice, frogs, or otters?
Ooh, I guessed. Frog. Wow.
Crazy, right?
I guessed
19
mouse.
frogs. 19 frogs.
Yeah, that's true. Bicycle. They did make Carnitry. I guess it didn't have to be. Didn't have to be a critter.
Possible.
Oh, with that open mindset, anything is possible.
That is true. All right, on to the next one. What is the biggest power and toughness buff we see on an aura in Bloomburrow? So plus X.
An aura in Bloomburrow. Biggest power toughness buff. Man, lots of frogs.
Lots of frogs. So there's a range here.
I'm just going to guess plus 20. I've been completely wrong on everything. One of these is going to be right eventually.
If you only guess A the whole time, you should get one.
Eventually, I'll get one. Yeah.
Don't just guess A.
Unless he avoided. Hey, it was plus 20.
Really?
Plus 20.
It is A though. This one is A. The Ikoria reprint of Colossification is here.
Oh, it's Colossification.
That's right.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Wow, Food Time and JMO really kicking it up there.
Wow, Food Time's really getting up there. All
right. Levi close third. Jake Just and Justin Cooper still in the running.
D. Clem, that's what you would think, but it is.
Kind of a fall off after that.
Well, here you go. This is an easy one. What is the name of Mabel's sword? Do you not know who Maple is?
Jake's eyes. Jake's eyes looked at the question, looked back down, looked at the question, looked back down.
Okay, look, this is the third game of trivia we played with Bloomburrow. I am reaching.
I actually know this one.
Oh, nice.
All right, process of elimination. There should be 2 that you can just completely 50-50 out. So you've got it down to 2 answers.
I only know that one of them isn't this.
Well, that's good. I'm glad you know some trivia for that other thing.
Yeah.
Hey.
Nice. Well done, Joel.
What is the other one, Joel, other than Embercleave that you were saying should be an easy rule out?
Anduril is the name of Aragorn's sword in Lord of the Rings.
I thought I recognized that.
Yeah, it's a famous sword.
They all are, in fact, legendary equipments in Magic. Bitterhorn is Nemesis.
Gotcha.
All right.
Moving on. What is the highest mana value of a calamity beast in Bloomburrow? So these are like the evil creatures, except for that one elk that's in the promo.
Oh, okay.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Let's see here.
Do they get up there?
I don't know. I don't know anything. I know nothing. At this point, I'm just convinced that these games exist so that at the end it can be like, should Jake have a YouTube channel with Joel?
Maybe that will be the next question.
Did he have one?
8. Which one
What
was
do you
8?
guys think?
8. So it's Husk Burster Swarm, and it's actually an insect. It's just apparently a huge insect.
Okay.
It costs 1 less for each creature you have in your own graveyard.
Okay.
The evolution of this is going to be on like game 10. It's going to be, how many questions did Jake get right in the first game?
How many letters are on this one specific card? All right. How many legendaries are there in Bloomburrow?
All right. How many legends?
How many points did Joel beat Jake by in game 3?
Like, we got to do Bloomburrow 4 and 5.
Big Brother people are... Oh, Jesus.
Oh, God. I'm going to pick a number.
Yeah,
it's a good idea.
I guessed it's a lot of insects, said Food Time. It's not just one big insect. It's a lot of insects.
I'd like to think of it as one big fat insect.
How many
Randy,
legendaries?
after we typically do our 2 opening games with Moxel and the guessing the card, we have a QR code that comes up, and then you're able to get in during then. So if you missed it, you'll just have to be at the next one. And
I can link directly to the games though. Here I can.
Yeah. Fun fact: it's 13% of the cards are legendary.
There you go, chat. That's a direct link. Well, did that work? No, that is not a clickable thing. I don't know what it had me.
Well, to be fair, they can click on it. It just won't do anything.
There we go. All right, ignore that first one. There's a link to the actual game, chat.
Shout out to JR. JR still at 0 points here. JR, did you get disconnected? Are you with us? Oh no, he's saying I have watched 0 Bloomburrow pre-hype and it shows.
There you go.
All right, so which predefined token / artifact type has actual cards in Bloomburrow? So this is like blood, clue, treasure. That's what I mean by this.
Got it. Okay. I think it's this.
Which one has actual cards?
If you watch my upgrade,
what does it mean when you say actual cards?
So in, let's say, Murders at Karlov Manor, they printed clues that were not actually tokens. They were artifacts that just also happened to be clues.
Oh, I see. Okay, got it.
So only one of these got actual cards in Bloomburrow.
Yeah, food. I see.
Hey.
That's right. It is food. Bonus points if you can name the food cards.
Oof. I can't do that.
Yeah. Carrot cake was one of them. Heaped harvest is the other.
Oh, nice.
Carrot cake. Forgot about that.
I thought it was a blood token for some reason.
Last
that
question.
Been weird and maybe not so good for Bloomburrow.
Yeah.
How many non-basic cards are reprints in Bloomburrow? So not counting, islands and plains and such. How many cards did they reprint?
Okay.
Main set or commander sets?
Main set
included.
Main set, no commander.
Got it.
Main set.
Pretty sure I know how many they did in commander, but I don't know this one. This is a guess for me.
Well, let's see how we
Vanishing Light, Run Away Together, Shore Up.
Yeah. Bonus points. What sets do you think they actually...
Stable
There's
Passage.
one set that actually got more reprints than any of the other sets. The second and third sets were Ikoria and actually Dominaria United. But what was the most reprinted set?
This year?
Most reprinted set.
It's 3 cards, so it's not like it's a crazy huge number.
Oh, what is it?
It's Eldraine, Throne of Eldraine.
Oh,
really?
Which I actually think speaks to the power level of Bloomburrow that we've been seeing in some of this.
Food time.
Food time.
Took it down.
done.
750.
750 points. Jeez.
Ran away.
Crushing
Food time plays
victory.
Magic.
A destruction of a victory. JMO, Justin Cooper, Levi P, and Troy Boy. Thanks for playing.
Yeah, well done.
Did Jake get any right?
I got a couple right. Yeah, Dr. Mr. Baby was my name, and I ended with 163 points.
Sorry, we missed that pre-meeting today. That's on me.
No, that's... You're right. It is.
It's on you.
Yeah.
Oh God, that was fun though. Thank you,
Spec, thank you very much. Everybody claps in chat for Spec. Spectre, thank you so much for helping us
Anytime,
out,
guys.
my friend. All right, homies. Let's talk about some Bloomburrow.
Yeah, right.
So with Bloomburrow on the edge, right at our doorsteps.
That darn trivia. I'm gonna get better at it. I really do appreciate Spectre for setting that up, though.
You shouldn't have to worry about being bad at trivia, man.
I'm the worst at trivia.
You're not the
Not as
worst.
bad as JR, but
Yeah.
jeez.
JR was like,
Travis beat me by 7 points. That's what's up.
I've been ignoring Bloomburrow, said JR.
Yeah, I think it's a pretty fun set. I've been excited about the set. I think that there's some good stuff in it. We have to temper our expectations when a standard set comes out, because it's a set that's meant for standard. Every set that follows a Horizons release is always going to be met with, harsh scrutiny. You have people that have just spent a lot of money on the premium modern set. Not saying Bloomburrow isn't premium, but it's just a different echelon of product. They exist to accomplish different goals, right? So, yeah, I think it makes sense. Also with so many different products, it's easy to miss one. It's easy to be like, I'm going to take a little bit of a breaky poo here. I've been playing Magic, and we got this one coming out. Duskmourn, it seems like people are pretty hyped on Duskmourn and that whole aesthetic as well. So, we can expect it to ebb and flow a little bit.
This card here, Jake. Mabel.
Yeah.
Heir to Cragflame.
Oh God, it's literally on the card. Jeez.
Cragflame itself, not a card, but a little token.
It's a token. It's a sword in the floorboards.
It's a sword of the floorboards. When it attacks,
AKA sword of the floorboards.
Skulk.
Yeah.
Create 2 rats. Create a junk token.
Yeah. That's cool.
Jake, I saw a question in chat here before we jump into what's good on token decks.
Yes.
Raised Foils hit Card Kingdom, Jake. What's your stance now?
Oh, I want to see. I want to see what the Card Kingdom prices are over there. We don't typically use Card Kingdom, but for the sake of this segment, we will.
No purple links. I never go to this site.
Yeah, but let's take a look here. It's going to be under, so they're in 2 different spots: Bloomburrow variants and Bloomburrow Commander variants.
Bloomburrow variants. View all.
Yeah, and then go high to low. All right, so you got the 3 tree cities there, and then we should get to some.
I don't think these are the right ones. Yeah.
Nope, you're right. They're somewhere else.
Oh, I'm not as good at this website as I am at Scryfall.
Do Magic the Gathering and then go Magic Editions A to Z. Oh yeah, he said hit foil. That's what we had to do. Go back to where you were. There you go. And then at the top of this, you're gonna see foils. There we go. That's it.
There we go.
All right, so Lumra was listed on here a little while ago at 50. It looks like it sold out at 150. See, this actually makes more sense here.
These prices are much more realistic than the ones when your video was shot.
Correct. Much more realistic. Yeah, for something that's like the anime foil chase variant.
With the
yeah, these make a lot more sense. Let's see what my bulk foil is worth here, because it was listed at $7.99 when I first saw it on here. There it is at $49.99 for Clement.
With copies available to go.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of them are going to be, you know, the less desirable ones, but I did think, and I did mention in that video, because TCG Player had the price at $249.99, which I said in the video, I was like, look, the price is between $8 and $250.
Right,
so it was
somewhere in there.
Somewhere in between. And so I figured it would be around 100. I'm not surprised to see that it's around 50. That makes more sense to me. They're in 3% of packs, so they're not extremely difficult to find. But the packs are still expensive, though. You know, we can't get a collector pack for, you know, around $10. We typically pay around 20 to 25, or, you know, if it's a more expensive set, anywhere from like 30 to 40 and sometimes even 50 a pack for collector packs. Right. So yeah, that actually makes more sense.
Where are the like textured Japanese thing?
That is what you were looking at.
That's that? So
yeah,
weren't there, I didn't see any of the commanders.
Oh, you have to go to the commander variants.
No, that's
because those were printed as part of the commander decks. They appear
variants. In that. Here we go. Yeah. I clicked on singles, not variants.
So the chase ones are here. You're going to see like Liliana. Wow, Zinnia, most expensive.
It's the most popular one besides the squirrels of the commanders. That and the squirrels are the two most expensive. I mean, look at Chatterfang, a variant of
look
a
at
very
old Bumbleflower.
Yeah, 120.
Okay, so these prices are a lot more realistic, right? So it's good to see that these all got updated. And yeah, I mean, it's a really cool set. There's some really cool looking cards in it. But yeah, the raised foils, that is like the premier chase variant in the set. There are no serialized cards. There isn't a textured foil. They just have the Japanese alternate art. And it's not Japanese language. It's just a Japanese artist, I believe, did it. And if I'm wrong about that, just let me know in the comments. But I think that's how it worked.
So,
but yeah, those prices make more sense.
Here's your comps. Oh, I gotta go like this. So you got Zinnia here on Card Kingdom Raised Foil 154 available. And then you got TCG Player. Lowest listing is 199 right now.
Here's the other thing about this set of cards, dude. This set of cards is highly collectible. It's 21 cards from the set.
Yep.
They all have a really cool treatment. They're all going to be fun to collect the set if you can do it. And so
and dude,
to me,
for the first time, I'm sorry to interrupt you, but even on top of that, for the first time, they have printed variants of primary pre-con commanders.
Yes.
That has never
dude, I guarantee you they do this again.
Oh my God.
100% they do this
Why
again.
Why wouldn't they?
Why would they not?
Why have they never? This has always been a mystery to me, because I find a pre-con I like, and then I go, I just happen to have a deck I'm putting together right here. Sure. And then I want to go and get like the commander. I want the coolest version of that commander. And the best they can do is like, oh, how about an extended foil? Sorry, that's all we can do.
Which is honestly great. We were talking about that when we were at San Francisco. We were like, you know, it's really cool that with Thunder Junction, they had started doing commanders in the full art extended frame. That seems like a given as well, right? That should have been something they were doing ages ago, but now they are.
In the like special art. In the
just like the face commander that comes in the box, right?
Ixalan had showcase commanders for the face commanders?
Oh, did they?
I'm forgetting these if they did. We'll have... Were they as chase variants? Commander. Oh, I do vaguely remember this. It wasn't... Yeah.
Oh, so was that only in the collector product?
Extended Hawkball. This... Yeah, I do remember this.
Oh,
Was it all 4 of them?
Oh, and Fallout also had alternate arts. Okay, Chad is catching us up. We're finding the first time that they did it here. Chad is helping us do it.
Fallout didn't Warhammer as well. Fallout I knew about. No, that's unsinkable.
Fallout had the commanders in that one specific frame in Surge foil, and that is like their hot shit version.
Yeah, pretty easy to get. Oh, they were in the set packs. What I want to do is go back to here. There it is. Man, I don't
is
even...
This,
I do remember the Hawkball because
origin?
I picked up a Hawkball. Is this the first time?
Is this the origin of this?
People...
I will say this, though.
Want this.
Like, those were given special treatments, but...
Warhammer did
what
not.
we are seeing with this set is an over-the-top, like... treatment that is like the raised foil version. I'd be interested to see what the chances were of finding the Fallout commander, face commander in Surge foil in that one slot.
Okay, so
but even the Surge foils, everything in that set was Surge foil.
Yeah,
so
with the Fallout ones, they're not the same to me, because this variant in Bloomburrow, like you said, is this like special chase thing, whereas these were very common, and it's using the frame of the special frame of the set. Nice to have. Yeah, same thing, Doctor Who. That's not what I'm saying. The Ixalan ones are closer, but they weren't special. They were very easy to obtain. And I'm not saying cards need to be hard to obtain, but when you look at something like this, you're looking like this is a different game. We're in different art completely. Mothman, we're looking at version of the same art. It is new. It is different art. But this is just like a completely different thing. Anyway, it's very cool. And I think that because they are doing this with the face commanders, going back to Ixalan, which I knew in advance.
Mm-hmm.
These will be...
Because this is different. Because if you type in Zinnia, like for example, just type Zinnia in up there in Card Kingdom, and let's look at all the Zinnia variants that exist.
It's just these.
So you have that one, which is the face commander, and then you have 2 foils, one of which is the...
This is the actual face commander. The other one is...
That's the face commander. And then you have this one
you get non-foil
over-the-top gilded foil version. So type in Pantlaza.
I got the non-foil version of the Squirrel Commander in one of my sample packs. 99-cent foil, regular frame.
$4 extended art.
Sold out, and then $13.
Yeah, but also in singles, you can find that variant as well in non-foil. So I think that's the difference, right?
Yeah.
Is that you really only have this one other version of it. Otherwise, that Pantlaza other version, if that was the foil version of that card, would be a lot more than $12 if there weren't other ways to find that. So it's that to me, yeah, Joel, that's a good observation, man.
It was an incorrect one, but partially correct. What it is that I think these will be desirable because people will want these commanders. Somebody said yes, but where will Zinnia be in a year? I think they got deleted. But there's a lot of different pieces that go into that answer of where will it be in a year. This
part of it has to do with the date right now, which is July 24th. Set isn't even out.
Set's not even in people's hands yet, and so this price is a Fugazi. But could it get back up to this and even surpass this? For sure, but not until minimum 8 weeks from now, most likely.
Yeah, I want to wait till Zinnia's out of the limelight. I want to wait until the next new hot set is coming out. I want to wait like a year, honestly, to see if the deck is even any good. Do people even care about it? Right. There's a lot of factors to take into account. Yeah,
exactly. Matt's on another one. Like I said, this is going to be a heavily open set. This is going to be a very popular set, I should say. So you can assume it's going to be heavily opened, which means it'll be sold for a while, especially if it's a good onboarding product for them. If their numbers are telling them that new buyers are wanting this set even more than like main buyers, primary existing purchasers, ooh baby, you know they're just going to keep it coming. But that doesn't necessarily mean that collector packs are going to get printed a ton.
Yeah, but I would definitely say that to the one commenter.
Bad.
Yeah, say that again. Sorry.
Well, onboarding a new player with collector packs is bad and dumb.
Yeah. You know, I will say this though. There was one guy in the comments who was like, you know, Jake, you're dumb. All of these anime foils are going to be $50 or less, and I do not agree at all. There are going to be ones that are chase variants, and even though some may get below 50, I don't think we're going to see all of those brand new raised foils bottom out like that.
No, yeah. See, even as recent as March the Machine, face commanders were only getting. Anybody remember this face commander, by the way? Face commanders were only getting one art. That's just what's in my head. Man, some commanders never catch on, do they?
I'll tell you a commander I just played against that was pretty spicy was Henzi. Have you played against that card?
Henzi?
Henzi is a rogue that came out of New Capenna.
Henzi is like the boogeyman.
Henzi drives me freaking crazy. This deck was strong, dude. This deck is strong.
Yeah, dude. Henzi decks are broken. Henzi decks are frequently looked at as a bunch of bullshit.
Yeah, then they get greater good online, and so they start sacrificing everything at the end, and it gets yucky very quickly. For a card that's like $1, that card goes hard. Real hard.
Anyway, yeah, these Bloomburrow variants, more reasonably priced now.
Yeah.
For sure. Looks like Camellia's not selling through as fast as they thought it would. Balin definitely has been. People are really high on this commander. Rightfully so.
It's a cutie. Little Naya bunny there. Going hard. Two
of any tokens makes you a mana. 3 of any tokens draws you a card. 4 of any tokens makes Balin go up by 3 power and gives it trample.
It's very cool. And dude, that variant is honestly beautiful, man. Those cards look really nice. Yep. Yeah.
It's a good variant. I don't love all of them. I don't really love the I like the Bumbleflower one, but I don't really love the Zinnia one.
Yeah.
Now that we've talked about it so much.
The Jace is awesome.
The Jace is sick. Yeah, this Zinnia, I'm just kind of like, meh. I'm okay.
It's cool. I mean, it's hard to look at a card with fresh eyes when you've seen so many secret layers that are all over the place, right?
For sure.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I like it. It's fine. It's just not for me. Especially this one is so kick-ass. I love this piece.
It does the job, right?
In hand.
It's pretty sweet.
In hand,
it's a bird of paradise inside of another bird. It's crazy, dude.
Yeah, dude. Dressed like my mom.
The bird within a bird.
Yeah, Zinnia looks dope. Run out of things to talk about. I got a big pile of maybe cards for Zinnia that I pulled from my collection as I've been organizing. We can look at those and see if we find any fun secret Zinnia tech. I was pulling out going, oh wow, this one might actually be good in here. And like old notebooks, you know, so that's always fun.
Yeah. It's an interesting way to build, so it's fun. Do we want to do an ad break and then go into our main?
Yeah, we're right at it. We're right at an hour.
Okay. I'm gonna make a note that we're starting our ad break then.
Chat, we want to tell you about our sponsors real quick before we talk about Bloomburrow. Card Conduit. Best place to sell your cards on the internet. What do we mean by that? They are a buy listing resource website. So they themselves are not a buy list, but they monitor all the buy lists to get you the best price. So you're going to very simply send them a stack of cards. Say, hey, look, I know that all of these cards are worth more than $1. I don't want any of them. You send this stack of cards to Card Conduit. They grade them, meaning what condition are they in. They find you the best price on all of the buy lists that can be buy listed too. They sell your cards for you and give you the money. That's it. They take a little fee for their time. That's it. You use our code when you check out, you get less fee. That's it.
Yeah, I believe you save 10% on your fees. The more stuff you send in, the higher your fees are going to be, and so then you would want to mitigate that. But very easy to use. They have a price check tool so that you can save your time, so that you're not sending them stuff that they won't want. And they have 3 different ways that you can organize stuff depending on how much work you want to do, how much pre-work. But yeah, Card Conduit, very easy to use, very fun website. I actually have a lot of fun putting stuff in and seeing what I'm gonna get. You know, putting an order together. You can kind of like start an order, right? Just like put stuff in and start seeing the cards pile up. But if you have nothing, this stuff that you're not using, then definitely use that resource. If you want to save time, have them do all the buy listing for you. And then TCG Player for picking up cards. We've used TCG Player in this video, and we'll continue to use TCG Player, and that is a great marketplace for buying cards. You have tons and tons and tons of different sellers, so you can find competitive prices and pick up all of your favorite singles. And if you do, make sure to use our affiliate link, which is in the description of the video. It costs you nothing extra, and it helps out the channel a great deal when you use it.
Nailed it. Also, Drip Shop, we were live last week. Last Friday night, we gave away a collector box of Bloomburrow and a draft box of Bloomburrow. Where were you?
Yes.
Also 2 commander decks. We gave away so much stuff.
Yeah, a bunch of stuff got given away.
Had a dope stream. Opened a lot of BLB. We'll be live again at the end of this month. Watch all of the normal channels for announcements regarding that. Go sign up over at Drip. You will get some random amount of Drip credit if you use our link when you sign up. And you'll be able to use that credit on the website to buy things like packs of cards. You know, the things you like. TCG
you can buy
cards.
Stuff from us, or we would encourage you to go buy it from other people in the community as well. Please sign up and go buy something from somebody over there on Drip. We really do appreciate Drip. Also Dragon Shield for sleeving your cards. We've been using Dragon Shield forever. I know you hear it all the time here. Dragon Shield, Dragon Shield, Dragon Shield.
Food Time
I prefer their matte sleeves.
Food Time, did you say you're going to be at did you say you're going to be at Command Fest? Whatever the one Jake is going to? If so, Jake owes you a pack of Dragon Shields for winning trivia tonight.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
You can come up behind Jake and put your hands around his neck and be like, hey, Jake, what's up? You owe me some Dragon Shields.
If you don't make it there, then we'll definitely send you the Dragon Shields. I see D-Hammer says Henzi won a game of JAJAM League on a 1-turn kill. I'm not even surprised.
Is that the 1-turn kill?
All that hastiness. Crazy. Dragon
Shield, a great place to shield your dragons. No, put your cards in them. They're great sleeves.
That's right. And MTG stocks for tracking the long-term price of your cards. Use their premium service and get the most out of your collection by searching highs and lows and the long-term charting. There's so much that you can do over there on MTG stocks. You can set notifications for cards. They do these really cool things where they search different sites and look for discrepancies in price and that kind of thing. There's so much that you can do at MTG stocks that people don't know about other than tracking the price of your cards. Really cool.
Yeah, big thanks to MTG stocks. You've seen them in videos. Go check them out. Check those prices. Check all the variants of the comparisons of those prices. Know what you're buying. Buy smart. And lastly, thanks to Moxfield. That's where we put all our deck lists on the internet. Moxfield over there is kind of doing this thing where they're trying to turn into a little bit more of a social media platform, to be honest, like a Magic the Gathering focused social media platform that's more than just deck lists. So go check out Moxfield, create a profile, go like our profile. I don't know what it's going to be, but I do know what's there already, and that's all of our deck lists. I keep mine 100% up to date. I've been doing a big swath of updating on my decks in preparation for Commander Playday, which is Saturday. Another sponsor of the channel, our patrons, sponsoring us directly, getting perks like Dragon Shield sleeves, our custom JAJAM Dragon Shield sleeves, getting perks like play mats, getting perks like Commander Play Day, where you can sign up and play Commander with us all day. Our next one is this Saturday.
This Saturday. Yeah, we have one coming up.
Patrons, make sure you're there. Make sure you're signed up. Spec has already put the sign up sheet in the patron Discord. Go sign up. I've actually got to skip the first block that I normally play in because my son is having his first swim lesson on Saturday.
It's going to be adorable.
Jennifer was like, you can skip it. And I was like, I'm not skipping his first ever swim lesson to play Commander. My patrons will understand. I'll be there in the second block. I'll go after. You said you will be at his swim lesson?
I will be at... I'll sadly be missing the swim lesson for Commander. Man. Yeah. No,
I think you'll
still be asleep. I do expect to get some videos or something. You got to send me some.
Yeah,
give me a little
absolutely.
bit.
Chat, make sure if you're picking up your Bloomburrow pre-con on Friday, you sleeve it up. Play it against somebody on Saturday. I'll be playing my two Bloomburrow decks. I stuck on Bumbleflower and what's that bird? Zinnia.
Yeah, John Michael asked if you had to pick a single legend to build an EDH deck from this set, which one would you each pick? I would pick Zinnia.
Yeah, non-commander set, just Zinnia like main set fun. Or in the commander set? Because I like Balin a lot from the main set. I also I like Elena, but I think Elena might be a little slow. But I really like Balin from the main set, and I really like Zoraline from the main set. If you can get enough bats, I think Bat Kindred would be kind of funny. But then pre-cons, I think Zinnia, I was hard Zinnia, but the more I've upgraded Bumbleflower, the more I'm like, oh,
you want to try that out?
Bumble my flowers. Yeah, dude, she feeds you some food and then you fly. What's in those biscuits, Bumbleflower? You gotta tell us. How are you making people fly, you rabbit?
Yeah, Bumbleflower, you gotta figure out what's in that recipe that you have going on.
Anyway, huge thanks to all of our sponsors. You make it possible. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you to all of our patrons. You make it possible. Thank you, thank you, thank you. As I mess up my hair, Jake, Sherpa me, baby. Let's talk tokens. Let's token up.
So we're gonna talk about today in this moment here. Let me go ahead and make a note that we are finished with our ad break.
I got 102.38.
Yeah. So we're gonna go and start our main segment here, chat. We're gonna talk about kind of like maximizing your Bloomburrow experience, and your wallet isn't necessarily going to be super happy about it. But there are some cards that do exist in Bloomburrow that are very good and very strong cards that we think a lot of the decks will probably want. And we can kind of start by highlighting, some of Bloomburrow's key mechanics. Namely stuff like Offspring, which I think is probably the strongest mechanic in the set, if I had to wager. Because you're getting a copy of a token. We've talked about Zinnia, but you're getting a copy of a token that comes in as a 1/1, or a copy of a creature that comes in as a 1/1. So anything that brings more stuff with it, or anything that's going to be like a big enters the battlefield type ability, you're probably going to want to look at. We've talked about Siege Gang Commander, Captain of the Watch. There's also like a case for running Snapcaster Mage in Zinnia, just because you're going to get two things to flash back, which is kind of cool. But to really take advantage of Offspring, I think one of the main cards you would want to look at would probably be something like Anointed Procession. Yeah. And then for any other, however we want to kind of like go into it.
Well, no, I mean, you're 100% right. Anointed Procession, I think, is going to get a lot of attention. It hasn't had a reprint, y'all. It had a secret layer drop, which was the Cats and Dogs deck. It was kind of the headliner, one of the main headliners of that deck. But this one in particular, I've been building Zinnia kind of slowly over the past 4 or 5 days. Upgraded it for a video last week before I started studying the deck list. And this one not having green is such a good thing. If this deck had green in it, I think it would be too much. And honestly, I feel like it would restrict a lot of the creativity that you can have with Zinnia, because you would automatically be like, okay, well, shit, we got to run some of the cards that we're going to talk about for other decks tonight that are in green that are going to automatically start taking up spots. And so when I look at this deck, I'm looking at Anointed Procession. I'm looking at cards that aren't as expensive. What's the enchantment that gives all creature tokens vigilance and +1/+1? It's been reprinted a ton of times.
That's Intangible Virtue.
Thank you. Cards like this that aren't going to explode the bank at all, but you know what will start maybe getting some eyes? And this is just as an example, your special treatments. Obviously, Intangible's uncommon. This is a very cheap example of what we're talking about here. But these are
overprinted kind of card.
Exactly. Jake, I'll tell you, and I know you've got some more examples, but I want to highlight this card because not all good tokens cards say the word token on them. You kind of have to know what you're looking for too. But a card like Eldrazi Monument that's had a short-term dip because it just got reprinted in Modern Horizons 3 in the Eldrazi deck, where, in my opinion, it didn't 100% belong. Maybe versions of that deck, maybe with the, smaller, the way you're building it, the Azlask kind of, what do you call those little ones that get made, the tiny Eldrazi?
They're spawns and scions.
Yes, right. But exactly that is creature token strategy, right? Which is what cards like Eldrazi Monument are so dope for. I couldn't have slammed this into Zinnia faster, making all of these tokens to sack and making all of my creatures flying indestructible. Oh, baby.
Yeah, and before we do go over and talk about the green cards that are going to be obvious, our doubling seasons and stuff like that, chat did bring up two other cards that are definitely worth noting. One of them I was already going to note myself, which is Mondrak, which obviously is going to do big things.
It's all of these. It's Mondrak. It's the big white one, Odgertak. It popped into my head. I was about to ask. Odgertak from LCI
is crazy as well. It's very hard to in Commander it's easy to get to 6, so it's very hard to overlook these cards. And I know that anybody watching this video now, or anybody like looking back on it in the future, is going to be like, wow, Jake and Joel are just telling us about a bunch of $20 cards. Yeah, we are. That's kind of what happens in Magic the Gathering is this effect. People love it so much that all of the cards just kind of like catch up to each other in price and just kind of become this like, I guess what the deck wants is to find this effect. You want to find this effect somewhere. And so you run a bunch of redundancy to make sure that you either draw into it or have a good chance of finding it. But yeah, Mondrak, Odgertak, Anointed Procession, and then this was a card that was off my radar, but it should have been. So shout out to whoever just said it, which is Panharmonicon, which is going to be extremely strong in here as well.
You know what's funny is I took Panharmonicon out of the Fallout deck that it came in because I didn't think it belonged in that deck. And in that upgrade video, I said, what I want you to do is just trust me here. Take it out of this deck. I want you to put it really close to your deck building table, because there's going to be a deck in the next 6 months, I promise you, that comes out. And I'm going to say, hey, by the way, you know that Panharmonicon that you have sitting next to your table? Put it into this one. Bro, this in Zinnia, I, as like a moron, left it out of my upgrade video. But as I was looking through my cards after the fact, like building from my personal collection, I was like, oh my God, dude, this is what we're doing. We're copying ETB creatures. Come on.
Yeah, and Ocelot Pride as well. I'm seeing chat kind of go on about that one. Ocelot Pride is pretty wild, dude.
I actually am keeping the one copy of this that I got because I want to test it out in Zinnia, or I would have already buy listed this.
Yeah, it's extremely, extremely good. And then, D Hammer saying Elish Norn, kind of like the same kind of thing from March of the Machine.
Right. 100%. Let me look at show you some other, as far as we're just talking creature token deck, Zinnia, Offspring. We're not saying all just Zinnia decks. Any Offspring mechanic synergy is going to work with all the cards we're telling you here. We're showing you here tonight.
Yeah.
Jake, look at this card. I don't know if this was on your list. Just reprinted in Commander Masters, so decently priced, especially since before that. Yes, dude. You have
yeah, it has to be in there.
You have these creatures entering the battlefield. You're doing 2 at a time with that offspring.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'll also say there's a lot of redundancy on this as well. There is a new common from MH3. I'm just gonna search it up real fast. Set type creature, color red, rarity common, damage. I think it's enters. That should get us there. Yeah, baby. Molten Gatekeeper. Whenever another creature enters the battlefield under your control, Molten Gatekeeper deals 1 damage to each opponent. Not Goblin Bombardment, right? This is the wrong one. But
I mean, it's kind of cool. I would probably still run it just to turn all of my creatures into ping at instant speed.
Board wipe is okay. You take 8, bitch.
Yeah, I'll just shoot you with everything.
Impact Tremors.
Impact Tremors. This is like the baby Perforos effect here. Yeah.
War Leader's Call is then the mama Perforos effect. Right in between. You've got this effect at 2, at 3, and at 4, chat. And that's not even all, because if we go back to our search here, we're going to not say set MH3, we're going to say set BLC. Nope, it's just in the main set then. Set BLB. Oh, no, the rarity's wrong. That's weird. Why did it... Oh, wait, sorry, no. Rarity, I think it's an uncommon. Where are you?
You can find a syntax master.
I can do it.
What's
I
up,
promise.
Brandon? Good to see you.
There is a new one that does this.
Devilish
that has
Valet, Witty Roast Master.
Color red. Is that what it is? Agate Instigator, baby. Now this one came in the Zinnia deck, so you've got this one.
Oh, makes sense.
If you bought the pre-con. But yeah, exactly. We're gonna copy this, and it's just like another Perforos, except split across two creatures.
Yikes. Now, Zinnia gives this offspring. If it already has it, it doesn't gain another instance of offspring, does it?
I believe that they would stack. So if you have offspring 1 red 1, you can pay that one.
Yeah.
But then if you also have offspring 2, you can pay that. My understanding is that you can do 3. But you would be able to do it twice if Zinnia is giving it on top.
Cool.
Like multiple kicker differences.
Yeah.
But I could be completely wrong on that. I haven't looked it up officially. I saw somebody talking about it on Twitter.
Yeah, Land for Turn is saying, can you offspring it twice?
Offspring
and Declem is
stacks.
saying offspring stacks.
Yeah. Wild Spring. Yeah.
Cool.
So all of the offspring stuff is also worth a look.
So you could, if you were like late game with a Zinnia about to do a big move with some creatures, then you would be able to pay big mana, get multiple instigators, and then if you have a bunch of tokens of them, man, dude, that card right there by itself could just go off.
Yep. Coruscation Mage. This one actually went in my it's crazy how many
6
cards
mana
that
for
Stella
3
has
damage
gotten.
Perforos. Yeah. That's pretty cool, dude. That's a pretty interesting little card right there. Well, and think about it this, Land for Turn, you can also do, if you have Anointed out there or any of the token doubling effects that we just talked about, you're going to get even more of them.
That is the crazy thing. I think that nobody, like, we're not sitting here playing the deck, so you can't see it in motion. But chat, you're not like that 1/1 is still that thing. Like, does Perforos say he's not a creature?
And then the thing about Zinnia is you can swing too.
Devotion?
You can swing with it. So you're burning down the board with these type effects. And this is really just like any of these cards that we're talking about here. These are more aimed at Zinnia, but anything in these colors with offspring, if you're going wide, you're going to want this kind of stuff.
100%.
If you're in red. Yeah.
I wanted to show you this one, Jake, because I pulled
it would
one.
get just dumb, T-Wolf. Yeah. You would honestly just have to sit there and play solitaire. No one would even need to do anything. You're just doing it. You're doing it all yourself.
So you can saddle this with a token. Your tokens are 1/1s. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Whenever Calamity Galloping Inferno attacks while saddled, choose a non-legendary creature, so you can choose a token, that's saddled at this turn, and create a tapped and attacking token that's a copy of it. Sack that token at the beginning of the next end step. So because we don't care about our 1/1s getting through, we're trying to copy our big ETBs. I'm thinking about running Calamity in here. I can't Offspring Calamity because it's a legend, so in any Offspring deck, this is important to note when you're building commanders like Zinnia.
Yeah.
You can't Offspring your legends, so be very careful about the legends you choose to put in there, and they should probably be very minimal, like 1 to 3. But I was considering putting Calamity in here because I'm thinking like it's got haste. So I've already
repeat the process once. You're like 2 Siege Gang commanders.
Right, exactly. That's what I'm thinking, bro. Like Captain of the Watch copied twice. I don't care that it's 2 1/1s. I'm going to create 2 enters the battlefields of Captain of the Watch.
Yeah, and then if you have Impact Tremors out there or Perforos, it's just going to go wide so fast. And again,
so
you're just
dumb.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like it could really be be wild.
This is one that I've been watching because I'm like, man, it's a haster. I know it's 6 mana, but it's got haste, so you can catch somebody off guard with it. I want to find a home for this. Spark Double, I really like the idea of Spark Double.
I mean, the thing is you're just like, you're doing, I mean, Zinnia is just so much value, right? That it's almost worth it for like, 6, you're going to get 2 clones.
That's what I'm saying, man. 6 mana, 2 clones, and you can copy Zinnia if you want, dog. And now all of your creatures have Offspring 2, just off of Zinnia copies.
Yikes.
The one
this one
thing
seems like a really fun way to go.
Burn at the stake. Just trying to turn it back toward creature token decks that happen to have red in them. This is one of my favorite deep tech cards. Jake has seen people get burned at the stake for the win before.
Card. It's a fun old boomer card.
Dude, I'm telling you, man. Pay 5 to every single creature I've got taps to lightning bolt a motherfucker.
Yeah, I mean I'm so surprised this has never been reprinted.
No reprint. It's an 85-cent card. Nobody likes it as much as me, but this was one of my old sneaky win cards for Prosh, which is a deck, Jake, that I went in and I cannibalized a bunch of the red out of Prosh because the red and Prosh all had to do with creature token and stuff.
Sure.
So
that makes sense.
Creature tokens not bound by green. Very interesting build. I think talking specifically Zinnia, we've looked at some good specific creature token cards and Zinnia stuff, but I think with Zinnia, my big hang up here is mana. It's like Mana Rock City, Treasure City, where you can get it. You got to do something.
Yeah.
I don't want to run Dockside in this deck, but there's a good argument for running Dockside in this deck. I just wish Dockside was like a little powered down, so I had a good tool like that I didn't feel bad for running at a table that's not CEDH. You know what I'm saying?
I know, dude. Dockside drives me crazy, but you do make a good point there. When you aren't in the colors that ramp, you do kind of have to like,
what are the choices?
Figure out a different way to do it.
What I'm going to do, strike it rich and flash it back? Come on.
Let's look at this card Cadric really quick before we talk about some green that's going to get the most
Cadric is not Cadric is not a card for this deck. This is a card for the Legendary Matters deck. I'll run this into Hada. This is all legends. You could make it so that, I mean, you just, this isn't a card for the deck.
Oh, I kind of see.
You're not running legends. You don't want to run legends in this deck. Like I said, you want in Zinnia.
I see what he's saying though. It's like, if you do create a copy of a legend, then this card is going to help with that. But
for sure, you just got to like fix your board in a couple of different ways that aren't really conducive to playing a whole game. Because basically at that point, you need your commander and your secret commander on the battlefield at the same time. Not going to work.
Edward says, just run Dockside and don't worry about it. Yeah.
I feel the same way sometimes about Cyclonic Rift, bro, but I'll tell you, man, I've been in the middle of some really good games and drawn Cyclonic Rift and gone, well, shit.
Look, here's the thing. I just had a night where I played some commander and I was getting mad about Dockside and I was getting annoyed by, old Gnawbone. Everybody should just run Ratchet Bomb. and you can answer everybody's tokens. If they do a bunch of freaking treasure, you play Ratchet Bomb and sacrifice it, and goodbye all of their treasure. And I honestly think that Ratchet Bomb is a good tech for today's kind of like commander meta, where everybody's playing Tithe and just building up treasure, and
not terrible,
I feel
right?
like it's a fine card. Yeah,
not terrible at all.
Yeah, it's cheap to play. It answers the token problem, which is Lotus Petal the Gathering. And you know, there's, God bless CEDH, because no one has to have a rule zero conversation over there. Everybody's just playing to win.
Yeah, I'm here to kick your ass. Great, sit down.
I'm here to win as soon as possible, as soon as freaking possible,
quickly as possible.
And foot to throat, and hopefully we're gonna get 10 games in tonight, because most people aren't gonna get past, you know, turn 3 or 4. But yeah, you know, it's Cyclonic Rift. I like it because it deals with treasure, right? It's like, you know, you almost need ways to deal with it these days.
My first version of Zinnia is running Assemble the Legion while we're talking about creature tokens.
Yep.
Put a counter on it, create a 1/1, beginning of each upkeep. Not bad. Grows pretty quickly. It's one of those, like, by the time you're dropping your 4th or 5th counter on it, people are going, ugh, what are we going to do? What are we going to do? What are we going to do? Jake, when we're talking about creature tokens, there is a mechanic called Bargain that came out with Wilds of Eldraine, and I think Bargain is worth noting because it's not the freshest in everybody's heads as, oh, that's a creature token synergistic mechanic.
Yeah.
Bargain is you can sack an artifact, enchantment, or token as you cast this spell. This was big in this set, just for some context, because this set introduced token auras as a major mechanic. And so they paired it with this bargain mechanic so that you could sacrifice those tokens or enchantments. And then they also had like food and stuff because it's fairy tales, you know, Hansel and Gretel, that kind of stuff. I like Realm Scorcher Hellkite coming in, 6 mana, sack a token, get 4 of it back. You can immediately use it for Realm Scorcher's ability to deal a damage at a not terrible rate, but not great rate of 2.
Mm-hmm.
You know what's funny about
I like this
2
idea.
to shoot something? There's nothing in between 1 and 2. 1 is too broken to deal 1 damage to any target at will. 2 adds up so fast, like 6 mana to do 3 damage to one thing. Ish.
Mm-hmm.
But there's not like an you can't go 1.5 mana. That's not a thing in MTG. But Bargain, I think, is also a good mechanic to think about when you're thinking of creature tokens.
Just to get a little bit extra out of some cards.
100%. 100%. And then I know you want to pivot to the green. The only other card, Jake.
Yeah.
Only since we're talking about Zinnia. I found this card. So with Zinnia, you're making 1/1 copies of creatures. And so I thought it would be cool to find creatures that grew themselves with +1 counters.
Oh, yeah.
So that they both come in as babies, but they both grow.
Yeah.
And so I was like, oh man, for 5 mana, I can get 2 Tarian Maulers, and every time any opponent casts a spell, they both get a counter on them. That's hilarious.
Yeah. It's good.
Fun.
And then Mr. BuzzFuzz is saying convoke stuff. Yeah, that's probably a good idea. Big convoke spells and that kind of thing.
Convoke.
Now we're getting into like, you know, really like how to get the most out of Zinnia. But yeah,
well, creature tokens. I mean, like if you're building,
if
you're building a creature token deck, this is your colors, you're considering these cards. I mean, instant speed, lethal scheme. This card is insane. Lethal scheme, 4 mana. If you've got 4 creature tokens, casting this for free, basically no mana anyway. Just tapping your creatures to destroy a creature, and each creature that convokes connives. Benny Brax, who is like a staple at this point of creature token decks.
Yes, you want this card in there. 100%.
Great stuff, though. Yeah, creature token decks. They've gotten so much love, man.
So that's really talking a lot about the, you know, I'm also seeing stuff like Cathar's Crusade and stuff like that. Those are all good notes.
Oh, yeah.
Good notes as well. Any kind of, you know, if you want to go anthems, remember it does say Zinnia gets +X+0, where X is the number of other creatures you control with base power 1. So it doesn't matter if you're running anthems and stuff like that. There's definitely a direction you could go there. BuzzFuzz was saying you wanted to make a Zinnia at the helm of a goblin deck. I think that's fun too.
That's what
play
I
some
like
of those
about
red-white
Zinnia.
goblins that are interesting.
I love it.
Yeah,
I love that. I think that there's some creatures. I mean, you can really explore a couple of different kindred versions with this that it would be supported, because I mean, all of your creature types doubling themselves for 2 mana. It just really becomes about protecting Zinnia if you're going to go all in on that. The thing I like about the creature token strategy is that jamming Perforos and Captain the Watch and Impact Trimmers and War Leader's Call and you know, all of these types of cards, that deck is going to be good. Make sure you got enough card draw in there, and that deck should perform pretty well independently of Zinnia. But then you bring Zinnia out when you've got enough mana. You know, when you're on like 6 or 7 mana, when you can cast Zinnia, go ahead and cast an Offspring something. Next turn untap, Zinnia hasn't died. Oh, nice. Now we're cooking. I don't see Zinnia as a comes down on turn 3 commander. Maybe sometimes.
No, I don't think so.
Maybe sometimes.
I do like your idea of Silver Quill Lecturer. That's a pretty obvious one in here.
Dude.
Creature spells you cast have demonstrate, so
I was
they're
so
gonna
happy
get a copy.
I
but
didn't
then
have to wait more than one set, because I hated this. I hated this in the pre-con that it was in MH3. But I was like, y'all, I love this card. So good. Demonstrate so good.
Yeah.
And then immediately, the very next set, I was like, holy shit, it's a Zinnia card. We found it, boys. We looked as hard as we could, and we found it. Happy us.
It's good.
Love this card.
It's good.
It's chunky, it's clunky. And that's the problem with the Zinnia deck. I know we're kind of like right on the fence, riding the line of topics between creature token generality and Zinnia as a commander, but...
Well, no, I mean, Zinnia is a good one to focus on because it's one of the most... Yeah, it has Offspring. It's a highly anticipated commander from the set. We are a commander channel. But yeah, let's go ahead and go to the opposite spectrum, which is green-black. I think is probably a good realm. Yeah, we could go Hazel, or we could... But yeah, I mean, this is doing the same kind of thing. We got tokens over here as well. We talked a lot... we just talked a lot about very good token generators and token support that is in white. But now we should talk about, you know, some of the most important ones that are in green as well, which is, you know, like our doubling seasons, our branching evolutions, stuff like this.
Let me go with create here.
Yeah, so the main ones are like doubling season, stuff like parallel lives, that kind of stuff.
Do you like Second Harvest, Jake?
For each token you control, create a token that's a copy of that permanent. Yeah, at some point, once you have enough on the board, this card becomes stupid.
Yeah, for sure. I can't ever figure out if this is win more and it's not necessary, because half the time this might be dead. If you ain't got any tokens, this doesn't say make a token and then make a token that's a copy of all your permanents or something, so that you at least get one off of it. This is hope you brought your tokens, because we don't do shit otherwise.
It is, well, I think from that perspective, it is win more, right?
Thank you, like, for turn.
Because you have to, we appreciate the sport. Because you do have to have stuff for this card to mean anything, right?
I just always see this as like primary on the list.
Is silly.
Oh yeah, absolutely. The potential here is ridiculous, especially if you're in a green-red shell. I know we're talking green-black now, but if you're in a green-red token shell, you can reliably give it haste with stuff like Fires of Yavimaya, Rhythm of the Wild, Anger.
I mean, you could have the nuts on the board, what you need, right? With Impact Tremors and Perforos, and then someone could go for the board wipe, and in response, you do that just to get in with a massive amount of damage beforehand. It being instant speed makes it playable. If it wasn't, I would not like it.
I like that. Yeah, you're right. You've convinced me, dude. You've convinced me. It is instant that makes this playable. I've hated on this card a lot, but I'm with you now.
Yeah,
like
because you could just EOT be like, all right, second harvest, I'm going to create 20 more tokens. We're going to get a bunch of triggers, go to my turn, untap, swing all my shit here at you, swing all my shit here at you.
It's good. Travis said Commander is the win more format, you cowards. Yeah, I like your example too, because my head went to, we're talking black, green, we're talking red, green, Perforos. In black green, you can also build, and actually Hazel was built this way. You can build black green as aristocrats. You don't need white to build a good aristocrats deck anymore. And so having a deck ready to go in response to a board wipe, instant is what makes this card. That's what you said. And that's what I'm highlighting, because that is the piece. You know, you've got all of your, you got one piece that says when creatures enter, you got one piece that says when creatures leave. So in response to their board wipe, you got 8 tokens on the battlefield, second harvest, 8 creatures, that's 8 damage to everybody when they come in. Then it wipes, that's 16 damage to everybody when they leave. And that's whatever 16 plus 8 is, amount of damage in one turn.
Yeah.
With your example
for 6
of
mana,
instant before
for
you
6
roll.
mana in response to board wipe, I go second harvest, maintain priority, cast heroic intervention. And then... Or no, I heroic intervention and then second harvest.
Yeah.
And then we're cooking.
There you go.
Yeah.
You want those new tokens to have it as well.
Yeah.
Anyway, I
So,
just wanted to tangent about second harvest, because I always see that on token lists, and I always cut it. But now I'm convinced I'm going to try it.
So doubling season, parallel lives, those are tokens.
Yep.
Other than offspring in this set, did we have any mechanics that are going to benefit from anything else? Because I feel like offspring is like the real big thing that Bloomburrow is bringing to the table. There's a good amount of +1 strategies. So you're looking at your draft archetypes. That's kind of how we can pull what the mechanics are going to look like. Bloomburrow has got flyers. Blue-white is flyers, boost non-flyers. Black-blue is graveyard threshold. Black-red is bloodthirsty aggro with lizards. Red-green is big creature ramp. Green-white is token swarm. So that's where you're going to see a lot of applicability of the cards we're talking about in this video. Batfolk is life gain, life loss. So aristocrats. Blue-red is instants and sorceries. Black-green is food mid-range. So food tokens. Gonna get hit by a lot of the same cards we've been talking about here. So gift, is there anything, I am seeing D-Clem bring up gift. Is there anything that we should really touch on about gift? Because I'm getting the vibe that mostly tokens is
food
really
mid-range,
like the big thing.
Mousefolk, Boros. So Boros is, the last two are Boros and Simic. Boros is Mousefolk. That's Valiant aggro, so like heroic from Theros a little bit. And then Frogfolk is Simic, green blue, and that's blink and bounce. Super non-toxic way to play Magic. So that'll be fun.
Okay, so really, I mean, the cards that are going to really do the most with Bloomburrow's effects really are the token
your token
generator,
your
cards.
Token love. Bumbleflower, I think, is going to let people really lean on some +1 counter strategies. You've got some card draw matters. You've got some +1 counters here for your proliferation in 3 colors that proliferate so beautifully. But not a ton of +1 counter strategy in the main set. It is mostly
there's not really much to look at as far as gift goes, as far as like really getting the most out of gift. It's also all over the place that it's
really built into the card itself. The best thing that you can learn or practice, I think, with the gift mechanic is table politics. You know, and that's not necessarily
plays nicely with look up, oh god, what's that card that's Gerard's Hourglass? It's like if a player would begin an extra turn, they skip that turn.
Oh my god.
So it's like when you think about something like that, right? You could kind of play around the extra turn ones, but that's just like a way to like be like, I'll nombo that one card, right? It's cute.
Whoopsie.
It's like, hey, look how much of a fucking asshole I am.
Yeah, I mean, it's like, gotcha, bitch. And you're like, okay, is it my turn?
Yeah. But other than that, it's like, it's cute.
Yeah, I think with gift, the only real thing that you can, there's not really cards that super interact with it other than if you've got some sort of like Sphinx of whatever, if they draw a card, you draw a card, some kind of tie-in, wedding ring kind of shit, you know? That maybe, I think wedding ring is kind of the only card I can think of, or cards like it that I can think of. Whenever an opponent who controls the artifact named wedding ring draws a card, you draw a card. Stuff like that, maybe tie your fates together. Gift, but that's only for gifted card. Gift an extra turn.
If the hourglass pendant were on my commander, then this to me is like,
oh my god,
ooh, you know,
shoe-in card.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, table politics I think are really the only thing you can work on with this. But it'll be a good chance for you to practice with those, because when I think when people talk about politics, they think about like deals and don't attack me and let's work together and stuff like that. But it's more nuanced than that, and sort of throughout the entirety of the game. And so, you know, really pay attention to where you think you could benefit the most from where you're giving your thing. Create an ally, help it, you know, turn an enemy into a friend. There's a lot of different ways to use it. That would make a good video. That would take, I gotta think on that one, but table politics.
Other than doubling season and parallel lives, are there any must-have token cards in green that we would really want to emphasize? I don't think that there are really.
Let's go to themes. We'll go to tokens. Look at that. Of all of the themes on EDHREC, it is the 6th most popular theme. Treasure, artifact, life gain, +1 counters, equipment, and tokens. Those are your 6 most prevalent themes on EDHREC. And then you got wheels, aristocrats, auras, spellslinger, lands, and sacrifice. Interesting.
Okay.
Interesting. Let's look at tokens. Which color pairing you want to look at here? Just all 5 and look at everything available?
Let's just look at Selesnya tokens and see what they got in there.
Selesnya tokens. New cards. Ocelot Pride, Brotherhood Regalia.
Yeah.
Strength of the Harvest. Sense. Oh, this is a good one. This is one of those new lands. It's +1/+1 for each creature you control on one side. That'd be nice to put on a flyer or a trampler, or just use it as the land if it's turn 1.
Well, here, actually, since we already talked about white,
yeah,
I don't want to be going over Odra tax again and that kind of stuff. Let's look at just green, because
destroy all non-token creatures, stuff like this. Look for the keyword non-token too. When you're looking up token decks in Scryfall, search O:(non-token as well, because you may get some hits that are excellent synergy, like Hour of Reckoning. Let me just make sure. Yeah, and then top cards are no-brainers. Yep. Okay.
Mondrak, Anointed. Is there just green? Can we just look at mono green tokens?
Mono green tokens, baby.
Second Harvest, Yippers.
Okay, high synergy. Arasta creates a 1/2 with reach every time an opponent casts an instant or sorcery.
That would definitely go in for sure.
Tinder Shoot is like one of the all-time top creature creators.
Very good card. Very good card.
How about Jaheira, Jake? All of your tokens now tap for a green.
Like that. Yeah. That's kind of like the secret sauce that I'm looking for.
Yes.
This is extremely good. This is just you know, I would say even if your tokens are in are creatures, then you would probably want to go Cryptolith Right as well. That's going to do pretty much the same thing.
This is exactly why I was saying that it's a good thing Zinnia didn't get green. Because green would have put that shit over the top in a bad way.
Yeah. I'm not seeing Cryptolith Right, but it does pretty much the same kind of thing. I'm seeing a lot of I'm not seeing doubling season, but that was one that we just talked about.
I like Wolverine Riders a lot. This is a newer one, I think, that people don't really pay enough attention to. Let me just double check. This was a commander for Kaldheim, I think. Yeah. Kaldheim commander. Oh, it was in Jumpstart 22 as well. Look at that. Each upkeep. That's huge. All the way around the table, chat. Each upkeep, you get an elf. This is generally good. This is worth your investment This is generally good. You do not have to be in an elf deck to run Wolverine Riders.
Gain life equal to its toughness. That's cool.
Every upkeep, you gain a life and create a 1/1. Oh my god, dude, that's out of control so fast.
Plays well with all of the things that create more tokens. Yeah, I mean, Populate is another good thing for Zinnia. We could have touched on Populate as well. I think that Populate's a good direction to go if you want to have a few Populate cards in the deck.
Dog,
that's fine.
Where are we all gonna run the 15 Kaith famed mechanists that we pulled? By the way, if we're back to talking specific Zinnia tech, is there a commander card that was printed for a commander as specifically as Kaith goes in Zinnia? All of your creatures bring in a 1/1 by default with Kaith on the battlefield, and you can populate. What?
Yeah, that goes in there.
When I was talking about be very careful with the legends you pick because you can't copy them with Zinnia, yeah, we don't give a shit. For Kaith, you get a spot, baby girl. Get in there.
Kaith is like, I will make more of them.
Every single creature brings a 1/1.
And
then you can pay
here
to populate.
It's like, this one's perfect. Now go die, little friend.
Yeah, goodbye.
It's very much like a look of concern. Yeah.
Look, I've seen a couple of people bring this one up, and yeah, this is kind of like the slam dunk, no brainer. This was one of the very first cards I found when I was making that upgrade video. And so I knew it was going to pop. It's kind of funny. March of the Machine Commander has had a couple cards pop recently. Yeah, BuzzFuzz, I'm telling you, man. My Zinnia deck is going to sing. I'm definitely bringing version 1 to Saturday to give it a shot. But yes, Nesting Dovehawk was... Let's look at the MTG stocks for this one. And this is a good one for all creature token decks that have white in them. So we're back on topic. Got him.
Yeah.
Nesting Dovehawk. Funny what a card getting printed that... Here, let me put this in a place where y'all can see what we're doing here. Funny how a card getting printed will suddenly pop a little card off a little bit. Ain't that fun? Nesting Dovehawk. Beginning of combat on your turn, populate. Whenever a creature token enters the battlefield under your control, put a +1/+1 counter on it. What? What? Beginning of combat? You can play this in main phase 1. And notice I'm calling it main phase 1. Because second main phase doesn't exist anymore. It exists in so much as third main phase also exists.
Yeah, what the H, man.
Post-combat main phase is no more. Anyway, beginning of combat on your turn, populate. This is normally just fine because we're populating whatever we're making. 1/1 soldiers. Best case, like Urza constructs, maybe. Typically 1/1 elves. You know what I'm saying? But here, we have made copies of cards like Siege Gang Commander. Now we can populate our Siege Gang Commander token. Hooray!
You can just go wide very quickly. I see the deck is really like a solitaire, like you don't even have to swing, like you can if you want to, but really just...
Oh, it's army up in one big swing.
Just you play this and offspring it for 6. Yeah.
Easily. Double populate.
I mean, the deck is super contingent on Zinnia existing.
100%.
Otherwise, you're just playing a bunch of shit and like
you've got to. That's what you've got to do. That's why you have to focus it, because Zinnia is such a lightning rod and makes the deck that much and more insane. That's why you have to pick a lane and stick to it. That's why I'm like, I want creatures that either bring in creature tokens already with them, so every time I copy it, I'm getting 3 or 4 creatures on the battlefield.
Yeah.
Or I want creatures that populate the tokens that are already there, aka Nesting Dovehawk, Kaith Fane Mechanist, things like that. And then as far as +1 counters,
it does look fun. It does look fun.
Bumbleflower is the other one I've been really exploring. Lot of the main ones here. When you're looking at +1 counter strategies, oh no, these were tokens. There's a lot of like obvious ones, but I think it's good to look at blue. +1 counters, not a like proliferates really big in blue. And so you've got a lot of cards like that there. Dreamtide Whale.
The new Jitte that just came out as well is good. Yeah.
New Jitte. Put a +1/+1 counter on it. And then you've got cards like Ripples of Potential. This is a card that I've got to obtain for the Bumbleflower deck. Proliferate, then choose any number of permanents you control that had a counter put on them, and those permanents phase out. So a 2-mana tap freeze prop for your permanents that can be proliferated.
Yeah, that's interesting.
And then you've also got called like this one is like just absolutely windmill slammed into that deck.
Yeah. This is part of the Hawkball thing. That deck is like so good just out of the box.
Right, because it wins with +1/+1 counters because it's letting everybody explore. And so by default you have a lot of +1 counters popping around, and that's what Bumbleflower does. I mean, every time you cast a spell, you put a +1 counter on any creature you want.
Yeah. So this is one that wants branching evolution as well, and
oh my god, yes.
Probably doubling season as well.
Right. Cards like Ripples of Potential, cards like Prof's Eidectic Memory. I feel like this set was just a fever dream for me, because every day I see a new card that I'm like, that was in that set. But as far as Bumbleflower Secret Tech, Bumbleflower is put a +1 counter on it, and then the second time you've cast a spell, you get to draw 2 cards when you do that. Memory says
Legendary
you have
enchantment,
no hand size. Right, kind of crazy. No max hand size. And then the beginning of combat on your turn, if you've drawn more than 1 card this turn, which you have if you've cast 2 spells and Bumbleflowers out, you get to put X1 counters on a creature you control, where X is the number of cards you've drawn -1. So you get to put even more counters out and draw cards. So I've had a good time looking at the blue stuff.
That one looks crazy too.
Oh yeah, by the way, get you a copy of Chasm Skulker and put it in your Zinnia deck. It's a 1/1 that grows, so it's already like perfect to copy. But then it dies and leaves behind a bunch of damn 1/1s. Oh my god.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous in that deck.
Yeah, also Hangerback Walker seems fine in there too, just for the go wide, even though we're not offspringing it. Yeah. Maybe we are.
Bro,
but I don't think we are.
You offspring it and you get a copy with all the counters on it. You abso-fucking-lutely.
Oh, you do? Oh, you do?
Yeah, because it comes in as a copy of, look at this.
Got it.
Already in the stack, baby. Hangerback Walker. We were on the same page with that one.
Yeah, that makes sense.
You pump every mana you've got into it -2, and then you offspring it, and you get 2 copies of that hanger, because it says enters the battlefield with X +1 counters on it, so it copies the X.
Yeah, that's good.
Oh baby, Hangerback Walker.
Branching Evolution doesn't do anything more than Hardened Scales does. Yeah, I mean, we would probably run both though, wouldn't we?
Right, exactly, absolutely.
Yeah, I think we do.
You're right, but we're also like, we're gonna run Kami of Whispered Hopes. Yeah, it's an uncommon at 3 mana that doesn't do anything that Hardened Scales doesn't do. I guess it adds mana, actually. It's a really good mana rock.
Yeah.
But if one would be put on, we put that many +1. We're running all of those
I think we
that
just
we
do
can
both.
accept in our colors.
Do all.
Every single one.
Yeah, and when we are creating that much mana and stuff, if we are, doing these things in Hazel, for example, play some big payoffs, like run the Crater Hoof. That kind of stuff seems pretty obvious to me too.
Yeah, top creatures. Hydra. Trying to see if there's any stuff
Hydra's
like
with X. That seems kind of fun too.
Oh yeah, Railway Brawler. This is the one I was trying to remember.
Railway Brawler's a dumb card.
New card. Whenever another creature enters the battlefield, put X +1 counters on it, where X is its power. What? And you can plot this for 4 and cast it for free later? What?
What the fuck were they thinking with this thing?
It's also worth
I hate that card.
It's also worth recommending Vigor here. A lot of people are thrown off by 3 green pips, but
no,
dude, damage will be dealt to another creature you control. Prevent it. Put a +1 counter on it. You haven't lived until you've played a Gruul deck. You get Vigor and a bunch of creatures on the battlefield, and then you cast Blasphemous Act, and then everything dies except your shit that gets +13/+13 permanently.
Yeah. Jeez.
That's living the dream. You also haven't lived until you've looked at the art for Vigor and realized that this is the face of like an ox, and these aren't the eyes. And and this mouth here. This isn't a mouth, and those aren't the eyes. This is a head of a creature
with like a giant tortoise shell on it.
Yeah, with a big shell. There's at least one person in chat whose mind I just blew. So welcome to knowing what is actually on the art of Vigor.
Yeah, it's not a helmet.
There were many years where I thought this was like a big skull head and a mouth here with like weird teeth, eyes.
Yeah, Chandra's ignition with this is dumb. 100%.
Yes, dude. Yeah, now you're speaking my gruel shenanigans language.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, D-Clam, that's right. The new brews had Vigor in the art. Right here.
Oh, did it?
Right here.
Was that Vigor there?
You've got Oxavagonus, Agonus, however you want to say it. You got Vigor. And then I think this is just Bruce Tarl's ox, right?
Oh, got it.
But yeah. So
that's cool.
A little bit of +1 counter love in here, but Jake, I think you are 100% accurate when you say it is mostly tokens.
Yeah, so I mean, I feel like we've pretty much kind of got there. You know, there's definitely different things to think about, but we just wanted to, you know, bring up some of these cards. I know some of them are expensive. You know, if we're talking about Doubling Season, Parallel Lives, Mondrak, Anointed Procession, we know that these cards are kind of expensive, but the reason that they are is because they are so widely applicable in Magic the Gathering, and there's so many different strategies that want these different cards. And so or not strategies. I mean, clearly the strategies are tokens and counters, but those are very popular archetypes that
they have sub strategies
continue to get more support. So
100%.
Definitely worth it to put those on kind of like the buy list over time. And when we do get a Wilds of Eldraine set that comes out and we get a decrease in the price of Doubling Season, just know that card is never going to dip forever. It's always got that mythic protection and that kind of stuff.
We were talking about this topic and I was doing a little research to be prepped for this episode, Jake, and I found this post from actually 11 hours ago on EDH, REDH, the subreddit.
Wow.
User Eco Limits, thank you for this post, pal. It's sick, dude, and your work on this is insane. TLDR of it, first 25 years of MTG had an average of 9% of cards with the word token, with the first decade being about 3.5%. Around the year 2009, the increase in the prevalence of the token mechanic could first be seen, and the last 6 years have a 32% average of cards with token in their Oracle text.
Interesting.
Looking at the charts here, you got your years here, you got number of cards here. You got red is your number of unique cards printed that year, which I think is an interesting graph to look at the trend of visually. So red is the number of unique cards printed that year, and then blue is the number of cards with token in their Oracle text, not including the word non-token.
Oh, okay.
And then you got over here in this chart, percentage coverage of cards containing the word token per year, meaning this compared to this. What percentage of this is this? What percentage of the number of unique cards printed that year are cards with token in the Oracle text, removing non-token?
Wow.
Yeah, dude. I felt like I've been saying for like 3 years, man, it really just feels like tokens have been such a push recently. Every type of token has got its own support pieces now. It's insane. I was right.
So much of it has to do with treasure, I would think, you know?
I would assume creature tokens and treasure. It's insane to me nowadays how much stuff just, side note, create a creature token. Side note, create a food token. Side note, create a treasure token.
Yeah.
Clue token. So yeah, you're absolutely right. It's all three of those. Clues, food, and treasure. I mean, since 2021, you can see when the big jump happened. You can see, like the poster said, when the increase kind of started. And then by 21, I mean, look at the difference. Look at the jump from 2020 to 2021. That's, I feel like when I started feeling it, by the end of that year, I was like, damn, We had a lot of tokens cards this year.
Mm-hmm.
And so with clues and food and treasure being so prevalent, and nowadays every creature creating a creature token somehow. Like a bat.
Yeah.
Create a bat.
It's a lot.
It's a lot, dude. Creature tokens.
It's a lot.
Creature tokens. They're all over the place. We hope that this video has been educational.
Yeah. A lot of tokens. We attribute it to clues, food, treasure.
Clues, and true shoes.
And true shoes, yes.
True shoes.
Yeah.
Wake up in the morning.
No, that is an interesting little post that you
found.
found there, Joel. I think that is really cool and does kind of speak to where Magic has kind of gone. Everybody, we do hope that you enjoyed that little segment where we talked about the maximizing Bloomburrow. Sorry we didn't get to it last week. I know that was a...
That's what we planned to talk about last week, but we
planned to talk about it.
What did we get trapped talking about? Secret layers?
We got trapped talking about secret layers. I'm gonna mark down that we're gonna go into this next one. I'm gonna get a little bit more water and then I'm ready to go.
I'll be right here. Patrons, what are y'all bringing this weekend? Everybody got the precons? If we're gonna have all of our precons represented? Man, I'm super excited. Super excited for this one here. We can look at some cards while we wait on Jacobin. Oh yeah, I gotta turn off. Talk about that in a second. Top down cell? Booyah. I've been pulling cards for this is for Xenia. That Caesar deck was in what was it, Fallout? And that was Mardu tokens. And so I was able to I didn't want the Caesar deck because I've got my Dahada deck is Mardu and I'm so all in on that deck. I can't. It's gonna have to be a very convincing reason for me to play another Mardu deck, just how I am. And so what I was able to do though was cannibalize that blue, white, or black, white, red deck for red and white tokens matters pieces. Cards like Hour of Reckoning, I just was like built in ready. Captain the Watch, I actually found my old foil version of Captain the Watch though, so I'm not going to play that one. Onimpakal, just huge in this. Create 1/1s. This is one of the legends that I'm like, yeah, I'll run this. I know that I can't make a copy of it, but it's still going to be insane. Obviously had to go with the foil Wilds of Eldraine version there. Oh yeah, dude. Regal Caracal. Holy moly guacamole.
Cool.
Rumor Gatherer, because every time you... I figured Rumor Gatherer would be good because every time you offspring a creature, that's 2 entrances. So if you have Rumor Gatherer on the battlefield, which by the way, 3 mana, 2 to offspring, not that bad. 5 mana to get 2 of these. And then it's 2 creatures every time enters. I feel like that could be good. Cloud Key because I want to test it. I'm not 100% sure that a rock that is 3 that reduces all of our creatures by 1, but it basically says offsprings cost 1 with Xenia out, which I think is like not irrelevant.
And it looks cool.
Secret Tech, Jake, for Xenia. ETBs create 2 1/1s, tap 3 untapped creatures, create a treasure, baby.
Yikes.
Grand Crescendo, stuff that makes sense. Life of the Party. Oh man, bro, I want to copy this one. Life of the Party attacks. It gets +X/+O, where X is the number of creatures you control. First strike, trample, haste. When it ETBs, if it's not a token, each opponent creates a token that's a copy of it. The tokens are goaded for the rest of the game. I just feel like it could be very shenanigan to make a copy of that. Obviously,
that'll end up being, here's the thing, that'll be one of the cards that you cut
for
if
sure.
You see like, yeah.
I mean, it might not even make the first list. Like I said, this was just oh, that could be cool to copy. You know, cards that make a ton of sense, like we talked about, Hangerback, Kaith, Tarian. Cards like Entrapment Maneuver that I'm going to test at the very least. Sack an attacking creature. You create X 1/1s where X is their toughness. I mean, that could potentially be you know, 5/1/1s for 4 mana. That's a really good return.
That is good.
And then I put the, yeah, somebody asked me about the Panharmonicon. That's in here somewhere. I threw it in here. Threw it over here. Goldspan Dragon, just because I figure that's a great copy to target to copy.
Might as well. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I did put Panharmonicon. There it is. My Fallout one that was set aside for a deck. There's my my M13 foil captain.
Ooh,
chat that I was
foil
talking about.
captain. That's cool.
Had that in my notebook forever. And then look at this.
Yeah, and then I feel like you want like, obviously Arcane Signet and all the signets that you can run that are in your colors, because you gotta have fast mana.
So much. This card I think sucks, but I've always wanted a home for it, and I think it's kind of interesting here because if you equip it to your commander, the power of that commander should be really high because of all the 1/1s. And you should have a lot of creatures because of Offspring. And so I'm feeling like this kind of goes backwards, but works for you in 2 different ways. Because it plays off your commander having a big power, and then all of your creatures also get trample and +X/+X, where X is that creature's power, for a 2 activation.
That's
so I
pretty
feel like
good.
this could be a win con. But it's kind of, it's weird. It's a weird card.
It's like an overrun on an artifact for the deck.
Yeah.
And
then easy stuff to make
the
copies of.
non-pre-release foil of that, or the non-pre-release version of that, doesn't have him in the throne. The throne is empty.
Oh, interesting.
So the pre-release, he's actually sitting in the chair. I think it's Zurgo.
I'm putting Invert Polarity in there because I've decided that I'm putting Invert Polarity into every blue-red commander deck that I have.
It's a good card.
It's fun as shit, dude. It's so fun. Easy creatures to make copies of. Fantastic 2-drops, and where to find them might be the name of this deck.
That's a good one.
You know, cards that I wouldn't normally consider running. Intrepid Hero. But if I have two destroy target creature with power 4 or greater cannons, kind of interesting. Double Windborn Muse, pretty interesting.
It also fits with your base power toughness 1, which is interesting. The Intrepid Hero.
Yeah, exactly. Anthem Mutineer, ETBing and exiling non-salamanders.
Gosh.
6 mana to exile 2 creatures, basically.
Yeah.
Pretty sick. So yeah, that's sorry, I was just trying to kill time before you got back, and
No, that's cool.
we went deeper on
I
the
like
Zinnia.
the direction that you're taking the deck. You have a lot more of it pulled than I do.
Yeah, I've been organizing. You can't see it over here, but my pile of unorganized has gotten lower and my pile of organized has gotten bigger. But as I'm pulling, I've got like a pile of bulk rare, and then I've got a pile of these are commander playable rare. I just don't have a home for them, but I want those in a separate stack, you know. And then I've got like an index card with like +1 counters written on it, and an index card with like creature tokens ETB written on it, and you know, for every deck that I have active right now, basically. So I've got a pile to like throw cards onto as I'm sorting. That's why this pile is already so big, because as I'm sorting, I'm reading cards and I'm like holy shit, could Dragon Throne actually work in this deck? That is so weird. This could actually be a decent card.
Imskir, like my first initial Imskir pile had like 190 cards in it or something like that.
Oh yeah.
And then I was like,
equipment. I've been doing.
I was running like Darksteel Mirror, and I was running like Darksteel Sentinel, and I was like, yeah, dude, I'll have stuff. Oh look, there's your Darksteel Cake. And
I've been pulling cards.
I was running. I had so many things in there where I was like, oh yeah, this would be good and this would be good, and then I was like, when I got down to cuts, it's like the only creature left in it that's indestructible is Creepy Doll, and even that's a meme right now. I'm just like, yeah, you know.
Right.
Oh, look at that Smothering. That's nice.
You gave me that.
I remember.
I haven't run it in a deck yet, but I think I'm gonna run it in my equipment deck, just because it's gonna be red, white, and if people complain, don't complain. I've been pulling stuff. Been pulling stuff for this too. Just putting aside equipment pieces that I see. Blue-red pieces that I see. I'm getting ready to build that one as well.
Dom says Zinnia has so much hype. I'm hipster, so now I have to avoid it. But low-key, it looks fun as heck. Yeah, it does look really fun.
It looks fun. You know, I'm interested to see how it plays. I've been doing creature tokens a lot recently. Eldrazi Monument, super sick in here. Oh, Double Sword of Temptation. 6 mana, 6 mana, steal 2 things.
Yes.
Mentor because of all the
good.
1/1s. Oh, dude, not to copy, but have just pump all the mana in, and because I mean it's a go wide deck, so if you're in white and go wide, mirror entity's kind of a finisher there. Fantastic interaction, flawless. Oh my god, dude. 2 lumin. You talk about fantastic 2 drops and where to find them. That should be the name of the Zinnia deck. Fantastic 2 drops and where to double them. Because we're gonna offspring a Luminarch Ascent Aspirant, and we're gonna have 2+1 counters entering the battlefield every time. Oh, sack a token, draw a card.
Oh, is there a good bit of this that's like the base of the Zinnia deck that came? Or like Fountain Port, did that come out of the Zinnia deck?
Oh, no. Everything in this pile is stuff that I specifically... These are the cards that I've set aside as probably cuts from this deck.
Oh, I see.
Because they don't play they don't play like I want it to. Or are just like decent. Like that's just good value to copy, and that's kind of how a lot of creatures were that came in the 99 of this.
Sure.
And
that makes sense.
That like to show you the deck, like this is the whole deck together. This is the part that I'm chunking off, and I'm leaving in specifically the stuff that is either just like sick, nasty power 1 enters, it gains haste until in a turn. If a creature enters and it wasn't cast, it gets +1/+1 via a counter and can't be blocked. You know, just sick stuff like that. Great 1/1 stuff. But that is like I put my old version of Siege Gang in there.
Love it.
That card was in there. That card came in the deck, but I did swap it out with my copy from
that would be a fun foil
from
to
back
have.
in the day. Oh yeah, dude, expensive foil to have. I'm trying to. I don't think I made any other visual cuts. No, I mean you can see there. Like that is the
is that what they give you?
This is the mana package out of the gate. They realized
that's kind of like exactly what we were saying is like you get Signet, every
they knew
Signet.
exactly what they were doing with this deck. They were like, this is going to be one of the most mana intensive Jeskai decks that you can play, dude. It's insane. That's what I'm saying. I'm like, I want to put my Dockside in here, but as soon as Dockside hits the table, the whole game becomes about copy, steal, blink, saw in half, Dockside.
I mean, Dockside in a lot of ways is the flagship card of CEDH. It is the card. It's like, and it's crazy to me. You know, I see these channels that cover CEDH.
Yeah.
And a lot of the time, because the decks are all that, like, so much of the decks are solved, it'll be like, hey, dude, what are you playing this weekend? Oh, yeah, I'm playing this deck. And they're like, anything special about it? And it's like, well, we're running Memnarch. Trying out Memnarch. And it's like in the 99, it's like so much of the deck is solved that like people will be like, yeah, I cut this one card for this one thing.
Right.
But otherwise all of the deck lists are stock.
My secret tech is one card.
Yeah. It's it almost makes me think in a weird way, even though you're playing at the highest level,
right,
that it's like easier than General Commander because the people that play it know what they're playing against. It's like it's Commander that you can plan for in a lot of ways. You're like, all right, I know that I'm going to go against Kinnan and Timna and all of these. These are the decks in CEDH. And I don't play any CEDH, but it is weird how a lot of it is solved.
This is the guy that comes in the deck that I was talking about.
Yeah, the Instigator.
This is a creature that the CEDH players are talking about a lot. Polywog Prodigy. It's got Evolve, but it says whenever an opponent casts a non-creature with mana value less than its power, draw a card.
Yeah. I mean, if you're playing, you can play that and comfortably be like, all right, well, I'm going to be drawing cards on Mana Crypt and Lotus Petal and
right,
you know, that kind of stuff.
And then, I mean, if you can. All of their commanders are the lowest mana value partners. And so it's like, get your commander out, evolve it once, and now everything 1 or less is working. There's a lot of cards still that I've left in the pre-con just because I changed so much. I wanted to see how it plays, but stuff like Rowdy Research, I'm not 100% sure if I'm going to leave stuff like that in. Because I'm not as much like trying to overrun an attack with this as I am trying to get a bunch of creatures to ETB as much as possible while I've got a piece like Perforos or like Agate Instigator on the battlefield. That's kind of the plan.
Yeah.
We'll see. I go back and forth on it's going to be good and it's going to suck. So we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, you know, I do think that man, I want to make a video about Dockside Extortionist because it's such a card that I continually just associate with the highest level of playing the game. It's absurd to me that the card even exists.
It's definitely one of the cards
and I say
of all
this
time.
as someone who has one. I'm just like, I don't want to play it because of where the game goes after it's played. But I do think, you know, if you are in like a Sands Green and you have access to Dockside, you should run it because it's the best ramp spell that exists.
Easily.
It's like Lotus Petal is a card, and all Lotus Petal is it's the evolution of Treasure. It's the beginning of what Treasure was. And some people run Lotus Petal in the 99 as is, and all it is a treasure token.
I've been looking at my Bumbleflower upgrades as well. while we're on this screen. Updating the Bumbleflower. This is my wife's deck, but I'm gonna play it a lot probably. V, we're growing power. We've got +1 counters. We want to draw cards. ETBs with a +1 counter on it for each +1 counter among other creatures you control. Holy balls. And at the beginning you double the number on it. Yeah. Great Hinge, a proxy because I couldn't find my actual copy. But I found my proxy copy. Doubling Season, real copy. Battle Bond. Pulled this when we played, Jake.
I remember that.
Planar Genesis. You know, I've gotten to this point, damn it, where there's these MH3 uncommons where I'm just like, well, these are good in like any deck that accepts the colors, so we'll throw them on the pile and see if they get cut. But
just try them out, might as well.
Right, exactly. Both of these, because they're fantastic. Adonis Climb, fun +1/+1 counter stuff that I've never really gotten to run. Pier and Toothy, I've always had these, Jake, since that same tournament that I got that Doubling Season, actually. But I've never really had I didn't want to build the deck, and I've never really had a great place to run them. But in a deck that is all about drawing cards and putting +1 counters on things, having a pair that if one or more counters would be put on a permanent your team controls, that many +1 of those counters are put on that permanent instead, and a creature that draws counters to itself and then draws you cards when it leaves. Yeah, I was like, yeah,
so good.
We'll put those in there for sure.
So
good. Body of Knowledge, that was in my
do they search each other up?
Yeah,
when you play one.
That's the other thing I was telling Jennifer about when I put them in here. I was like, look,
it's just like
in your 99, you play one, you can go get the other.
Yeah, it's just value.
Super sick. Super sick. I covered Body of Knowledge in the pre-con upgrade video, but yeah, in Card Draw Matters, sick. Nerd Rage. This is the first time I'm going to get to try this card, Jake. I'm putting Nerd Rage into my Bumbleflower upgrade to try this one. No maximum hand size. 10 or more cards in hand. It gets +10/+10. I'm going to try Nerd Rage out. Primal Vigor, because we talked about it. Luminarchus Aspirant. And then stuff like this. Each creature you control with a +1 counter on it has Trample. Same thing with like...
That's a nice little passive effect on a card.
Oh, dude.
Without having to use the Outlast or anything.
Exactly.
It just exists.
You just cast it. Garenbrig for creature decks. Lambholt because crazy beater. Oh, look, I put 2 copies of Bridgework Battle in the pile because I was like, well...
There you can cut one.
Look at that. We got to run Collective Resistance as well, you know. Artifact, enchantment, or hexproof and indestructible until end of the turn. Whenever a creature that's power has been grown, basically, deals combat, you draw a card. Yup. Whenever you draw a card, Psychosis Crawler. We talked about Herald of Streams. We talked about Dreamtide Whale in this deck. And then look at this one.
Oh, yeah.
I found this one when I was looking through my collection. At the beginning of your upkeep, each opponent chooses money, friends, or secrets. For each player who chose money, you and that player create a treasure. For each player who chose friends, you and that player create a 1/1. For each player who chose secrets, you and that player draw a card. In a group huggy deck, kind of a fun.
Yeah, that seems good.
Group huggy card that can add on.
It's the rhino that looks after the rabbit citizen.
Right. Exactly. It's just
like, don't worry, Mrs. Bumbleflower. I'll look out for you.
Oh yeah, Matt. Herald of Streams is auto include. Look at that stamped version I got before that card exploded, baby. I was like, dog, are you serious that this card is not... No, dude. There's no way that this card isn't played forever and a day.
Yeah. It's a extremely good card. Merfolk wants it because Merfolk, and then just
anything with +1
counters wants it because it's unblockable. Yeah, this is a good illustration. Dom said, Dockside turn 2, make 5 treasure. Use them to play Satya, which is the new Modern Horizons 3 Jeskai commander that just came out.
I know.
Swing and copy Dockside and make 5 more treasure.
Right.
At that point, yeah, I'm pretty tilted. I'm like, okay, I'm over here playing, Pauper, and you're playing Legacy.
Yeah, stuff like Tempting Contract Buzz. I cut out a lot of the group hug stuff. I don't really like, I know I'm playing a Bumbleflower deck, but I don't really like giving people cards, so. We're going to see how it plays, chat. We are going to see how it plays.
That looks fun. Is there any way that you and I are going to be able to get in a game at Commander Day?
I told Spec, to put us in one game together. Maybe like the last game of the night kind of thing.
That's fine.
The bunny is definitely serving up edibles. I tweeted that today, Jake. I think
so.
That tweet went mini viral. Me going, how the hell is this rabbit making everybody fly? What's in those biscuits?
Yeah, that is a good question. We have to figure it out.
I need to know what's in the biscuits. All right, we got one more thing we want to talk about tonight.
This is a fun little one.
I'm going to swap back over chat. You're going to see my weird keyboard. I don't want any comments about how weird my keyboard is, okay? I have psoriatic arthritis. I live with it every day. I need a weird keyboard for my weird hands. Bear with me. There it is, chat, in all its glory.
Wow.
It's over. I hope you got a look, you fucking weirdos. Hope you took a screenshot. You nasties.
I didn't.
Oh, man.
I was just respecting you and not, hating on your weird, fucked up keyboard. All right, so we're about to talk about some cards that are some of the top cards being sold right now.
Yeah, chat, we've had a crazy summer. Let's be real. The year's been kind of crazy so far. MH3 basically rotated a non-rotating format. You've got Standard about to rotate. You got Commander all up in this B, like is always going to be the case. Jake and I wanted to take the time. We're here in the middle of the year, about to get into the second half firm.
No, we are in the second half of the year. We're about to be in the last third of the year here in August.
8. Oh yeah, we did cross it, didn't we? Wait, no. August is 8. We're still at 7. There's 6.
No, you're right.
6 would be the half. We're just over the halfway point.
Yeah, we're just over the halfway point.
Let me open up Google Calendar. No.
I have no idea how months work. That is what I just learned.
It's somewhere between the beginning and the end of the year right now. And we think that is an appropriate time to take a look at what's getting the attention right now over on TCG Player. If you go to TCG Player, sort all their products by Magic the Gathering cards, and then sort and view over here by best selling, you can see what's popping off. Jake, right now, numero uno, Ocelot Pride is the best selling card on the website. Your cheapest listing, $38.26, and your cheapest direct listing looks like $48.
Wow.
This one's popping, dude.
That is a very spicy card, man. There's a lot going on for one white mana here.
So much going on. Every time you read a line of text, you're like, okay, that's enough. And then it just keeps going.
Oh, yeah.
I think that this one is going to stand the test of time. It reads like a card that was designed to find play, not to be a one white mythic that's never played. And so it didn't pop off at Pro Tour. I think it was present, but not overwhelming. Now you see best selling weeks after Pro Tour, going into the last half of the year here. People are wanting those Ocelot Prides, and you need 4. This isn't a commander card. It can kind of be a commander card in some decks, but this is a constructed card, right?
from what I've heard, Commander is actually starting to want it as well.
CEDH or just anything? Gained life, create a 1/1?
I need to figure it out, but yeah, I have seen some Commander lists start wanting the card too.
It's a lot. It's a lot. And I mean, in a Soul Sisters build, you're popping off so fast on this, dude, because you're gaining life when it enters. You create the 1/1. Once you're able to ascend, each token you control that enters the battlefield this turn, you create a token that's a copy, so you grow that much faster. It's crazy.
Yeah. People want the card.
And look, as far as reprintability of this, waiting for this price to die down, I mean, you're basically going to have to wait right now. If you don't want to grab it here on the way up, you're basically just going to have to wait for it to get like powered out and not even be a card that's playable or something, or a reprint, which will be years away, easily years away.
Yeah, I mean, the card just came out. It's a set that's like still, or I guess not in print, or is Modern Horizons 3 in print? I don't know.
Yeah.
But it's brand new. It's brand spanking new set, so.
Absolutely still in print. Absolutely still in print. The next banned and restricted announcement is at the end of August. And, you know, this could be pre-hype for that. Trying to get on a card that's sick minus whatever's the overwhelming meta, aka Nadu. So right now, your Ocelot Prides, if you pulled any of these in MH3 and you don't want them, you're not interested in whatever commander deck you might want this in, or you're not interested in Modern, this could be a good one to buy list right now. On its
really
way
good
out.
one to trade.
Yeah. Tons of trade value right now. Yeah, nearly $40. You could easily get $40 in trade value for this.
Yeah, for me, I'm looking at this card and I'm just like, oh yeah, that makes sense. I remember when like a really good 1-drop to me was like Elite Vanguard, which is like a 2/1
Goblin Guide. Right? Goblin Guide was the most broken 1-drop in my mind.
Yeah, it's like, whoa, we got a 2/2 that comes in, and all you have to do is like they can reveal the top card, and if it's a land, they get to put it onto the battlefield. That's nothing.
Well, and I'm also a person who played I registered 4 Birds of Paradise 7th edition Birds of Paradise for a tournament, you know, in Odyssey block. I've played what I thought was the most possible powerful 1-drop of all time.
Yeah.
At various points in my life. Now we're here at Ocelot Pride. We didn't even talk about Ragavan. Jake, did you get get a copy of this one?
I did.
I've got one. I've got my one.
So I traded.
Same.
I traded actually Travis for a copy of the basic One Ring and an Orcish Bowmasters. I picked up like the most important cards that came out of that set. And then I recently traded that One Ring version and like a pile of other cards, like $150 worth of other stuff for the poster version, which I just got, which I am very stoked on.
Right now, this is the cheapest one.
Yeah, what is the poster one at? When I acquired it, it was around like $250. So I traded my one copy of the One Ring because I wanted the rarest version. So that's kind of where I'm at. Like, I'm happy I have the card because the card is a staple and it's just massive.
304.
What did you say it's at?
304 TCG non-foil. 540 foil. But that's the point, right? This card is becoming a 3 of 4 of in modern decks. This is we've gone we're past this is becoming a staple. This is a staple. We are at problem crossroads already with this card. This was printed last year. Common sense says that's not going to be reprinted minimum until like 25, 26. Minimum.
The card is stupid good.
But then, stupid good. Jake, when you start talking about a reprint of this card, you can't just talk about that. You have to have the how conversation.
Yeah.
So we'll see. There's got to be a plan. I would assume you don't make a busted card. I mean, wait 2 years and ban it. Let it go nuts for 2 years and then ban it. So that they can get into the Marvel license.
It's not even just a card that Commander players need one of, right? You have people that are playing Modern that are going to want it forever.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. And they need multiple copies. They need up to 4. Easily up to 4.
Min 3 for the people that want to play it, because they'll have 2 in the main and 1 in the side. Or it'll just be people that are degenerate that just want to main deck 4 of them.
Right.
Because that's not bad either. I mean, it's a crazy card. It is a crazy card.
I really like Brad's suggestion here, and I've seen this on the internet, and it's a cool take, that the One Ring becomes the first restricted card in Modern. That we've reached a point where we need to restrict cards in Modern, so that we can print more powerful cards or leave more powerful cards unbanned. Thoughts?
And honestly, what's wrong with that, right? Because thematically, it makes sense.
Right.
There's only one ring.
You can't argue.
There wasn't like a moment in Lord of the Rings where Frodo was like, don't worry, Sam, I need to get rid of this ring. Give me the other one ring, and then this one can be sacrificed, right?
Gollum jumps off. Now, I remember that famous scene in Lord of the Rings where Gollum jumps up and bites off Frodo's finger that has the ring on it, and he stumbles a little bit, and it starts to fall into the lava, but he jumps after it, and on his way down, as he's caught the ring and he's falling toward the lava, he turns around and he looks at Frodo, and Frodo pulls a 2nd, 3rd, and 4th ring out of his pocket and kind of waves it and smiles, bleeding out of his ring, out of the finger that it was on.
The iconic line is, my burden has been lessened.
My burden has been lessened. I have 3 more The One Rings, you idiot. I remember it.
That's right.
I love that movie.
Yeah, I mean, it was such a twist when you found out that there were 4 The One Rings.
Yeah, that was my favorite.
Crazy.
That was my favorite part.
Honestly,
Boromir's all like, I couldn't have one. I just wanted one.
God, that is the coolest part of Lord of the Rings. I love the 4-ring twist. But yeah, back to reality.
We need a problem. We have a problem here.
It makes sense. It's very funny that an iconic card from a different IP is such a massive heavy hitter in Magic the Gathering. Honestly, I mean, the One Ring was powerful. That's for sure.
Ooh, print Sonic as the answer for the One Ring. Sonic zips by and grabs it, eats it, poops it. I don't know what he does with the rings. Jake, the 3rd best-selling card is Floggy, Titan of Fire's Fury.
Yeah.
Man,
Floggy.
I remember how low everybody
one.
was on this card when they saw it, dude. Everybody was like, oh, cool. Worse Lightning Helix. Moving on.
I think it's pronounced like algae.
Oh,
so it's like
Flaggy?
Falgy.
Oh, Falgy. I like how the pronunciation of it swaps the A and the L.
Yeah. Algae.
This is weird. It's a Theros thing. They swapped the middle letters.
Yeah, and it took off because it was a breakout, right? This was one that people realized, oh yeah, those Titans like Uro and Kroxa, they made another one. We should explore it. And this one is a lightning helix on a body and on the attack, on the ETB. What the hell, dude?
Yeah, but is that going to be enough? Yes, that's going to be enough. I promise.
Yeah, turns out the
to an empty board,
life swing is enough.
This thing attacks for 9 on an empty board. Yeah, it's enough.
It's gross, dude. It's so gross.
This one ended up being one of the big shockers.
All of those commanders, the Kroxa, the Uro,
Bolters,
these Elder Giants are all very, very good. I'm a fan.
Ugin's Labyrinth, Jake. We're still riding a little bit of Eldrazi hype here.
Mm-hmm.
No other real use for this. Was Labyrinth present in the Pro Tour? Let me go look real fast.
But you pronounce it phage with an L. I like that.
What, Pro Tour? Modern? Oh, between 7 and 11? No. Last 3 months. There we go. There we go. So we're looking for Ugin's Labyrinth. I mean, damn, Eldrazi Tron. Is this one running it? Yes, 4 of. Okay. So Eldrazi Tron is running Labyrinth as a 4 of right now. And that deck is not going to eat any kind of ban or anything. Yeah, across the board, we're running 4 Ugin's Labyrinth. Let me just click on another random one here. Yeah, so it's been decided that 4 Ugin's Labyrinth is the way to go here with Eldrazi Tron. So it's another mythic land that you need 4 of. That's what it comes down to.
Yeah.
It's fantastic in the EDH deck, which is still getting a ton of hype. I've got my Eldrazi deck sitting over here in a special case because I'm never going to take it anywhere. But it's a dope deck that I'll always have. And I'll play it occasionally over Spell Table. It's protected by the very, very banned, but very special promotional version of Emrakul the Aeon's Torn that I have. With the
nice.
watermark. Yeah, it's the stamped April 2000 and what was it? 2010? Yeah. Stamped 2010 alternate Emrakul that I'll never be able to play in Commander. Because the command committee is a bunch of cowards. They don't want me to play with Emrakul the Aeon's Torn.
That poor Emrakul never gets to live.
Never gets to live. Gets to live in the deck box with the rest of the cards, but never gets to play. Only a spectator. So yeah, Ugin's Labyrinth, modern playability, Eldrazi hype, still rolling, still selling copies, still moving. That's the crazy part to me. Remember, these are the best sellers right now as we're looking at this. Jake, what's this card?
Ah, the One Ring. I will say this about the One Ring.
Yeah.
Thank God it was printed a bunch of different times. But, I mean, what can you do?
A bunch of different ways. Yeah.
Yeah, a bunch of different ways.
Ulamog floating around. Ulamog not
card.
in the deck. We got Devourer of Destiny. We got Promised End.
I think it's just a massive commander card. I don't think Modern is playing it.
Yeah, no, it's Promised End and Devourer of Destiny, and that's it.
Yeah, its effect isn't what you want. It doesn't have, like, it's just a big splashy commander card. I can't imagine anything else that wants it. I could even see its price, trending down because it's not wanted in constructed formats.
Look at that.
Yeah, that makes sense. It's a commander card. Big old splashy boy.
Nearly 40% loss of the price of Ulamog in the last month.
Yeah.
This will recover. This will recover. People will want this card forever. And they will very rarely print it again.
Its ability is so strong. 10 mana isn't even that much. I like it.
Yeah, same. Zooming out for a second, that's our top 6 best-selling cards right now. Looking at the next 6, we've got some duds and we've got some interesting ones. Orcish Bowmaster, still an incredibly playable card.
likes it, man.
Yeah, I mean,
really does.
Well, in 4 ofs in any deck that's black. Just like Soul
every
Spike
deck
right
with
now.
black loves it. It's just 2 cards that came out of that set that are just undeniable. Bowmasters and the One Ring.
Got some reserve list here. Mox Diamond, Gaia's Cradle, still some of the best selling cards. Isn't that crazy to me? That's crazy to you? It's crazy to me.
Man. Yeah.
Collecting
that Mox
reserve
Diamond,
list.
That's the reserve list Mox that, in my opinion, isn't even that great when it's all said and done because of the card disadvantage, but in a very sweaty format, for a very finite card that there are just not enough copies of, the price doesn't surprise me.
We'll step up toward Enward Kenway and Ezio and mention, these are kind of the 2 best-selling Assassin's Creed cards that are popping out right now. The commanders. People want to play their assassins or their vehicles. Good crossover of synergies here with Edward Kenway. And then Ezio, if you want a 5-color Assassin's Creed, just shove all your Assassin's Creed stuff into one deck. That's the one. Ocelot Pride and the Borderless there. But then these 2, Jake. Soul Spike, which we've touched on, but I mean, the thing is there's not much to cover with Soul Spike. It's a free 4 damage. in a format that's got Nadu lurking behind every corner. It can kill
4
Nadu.
damage. Is it any target?
Any target creature or player.
Okay. Okay.
But, I mean, you're willing to 3-for-1 yourself to kill Nadu right now. So, we'll see. I think that people were kind of looking at this card in mono black in Modern even before Nadu came out. But Nadu's the one that kind of put it over the edge. We'll see if it falls back significantly when Nadu gets banned in August, which I'm sure is going to happen. But otherwise, a reprint of this is going to... Oh my God.
Oh my God, yeah.
It's going to be a
no one wants it.
$1
like,
card.
No one really wants it. Sure, it's a Modern card, but it's like once it is reprinted...
Yeah.
Yeah, forget about it.
No way. And then the other, I would say most recent breakout, sleeper to breakout is the Tamio. People were really high on it at first, and then they were super low on it, and now
it's good.
Oh, it's evening out. Look at that price. It's not bouncing back right now as much as I thought it was, because I saw it down here, and then I saw it near and back up. But yeah, people are. You can see people were way higher on it when it came out of the gate, but it was definitely falling down. Seems to be evening out a little bit. We'll see.
Finding the floor, possibly, yeah.
A lot of the difficulty, I think that there's going to be one more major shift with MH3 cards, and that's going to happen when Nadu gets banned, because Nadu really stepped on everything that could have been from that set. You still had some pop, the energy deck. You know, Boros got a shot in the ass. Eldrazi got a shot in the ass. But Nadu stomped on a lot of possibility. And so hopefully, as that ban becomes a reality, we see another shift in these MH3 cards. See some stuff break out. I imagine that we will. A Johnny breakout. That would be nice.
Shout out to fetch lands. Fetch lands are extremely low right now already. So if you're missing any of your fetch lands that were the original onslaughts that were reprinted in Khans Tarkir and then just reprinted in Modern Horizons 3, there's no better time to be snagging those. Financial advice.
Look at that drop. Look at that drop, dude.
Yeah, it's massive.
Yep. I think that it's interesting. Those are your best-selling cards here in the middle of the year, 2024. If you're watching this after the fact, let us know in the comments what you're buying, if you're buying any of these. I got to talk to somebody, a TCG player. Are we saying right now that you've sold more copies of Gaia's Cradle in the last whatever time this best-selling covers than Polluted Deltas? Or Ezio's? Or Orcish Bowmasters? Seriously? You've moved more Gaia's Cradle? What?
I mean, that is a card that has maybe been trending up since we hit, you know, that really bearish time for a little while. So maybe people are wanting to pick them up before they... Yeah, I mean, what a dumb card.
Whoa! Oh, that's only $30.
Yeah, only $30. But look at 6 months or a year.
15% in the years.
Yeah. Just bouncing.
Double the market, baby.
People are seeing the long term of it.
Beat your average market gain there with 15. You doubled the average there.
Just look at that though with creature tokens. Yeah. Imagine that in a Hazel deck. It's just dumb.
Bro, there's a butt in that.
It's so dumb. I know. A little butt.
I can't believe there's a little butt on my Magic cards that I play in front of my pastor. What? Get those.
See, Gaia's Cradle is a card that I would see and I would go, that is a CEDH card. And I'm not saying that because of reserve list. I'm just saying, like, if you're playing that card, you're playing a 10 power because of that effect. I think, like, you know, a Mana Crypt is like a 10 power card, even with the drawback. So, yeah, I think we'll have to make that video about cards that are like just 10 power by default. I don't know.
Dog, you got fetch lands under $10.
Yeah, it's great.
Jeez, you got black market connections under 8.
Yeah, that's really good too.
What the? That's loony. vibing.
Jeez, the One Ring is 325? That is crazy. Holy shit.
Yeah.
Wait a minute.
56% gain in the last 3 months.
What?
I wonder if we were like looking right here going, oh, I wonder how much higher it'll go. Yep. Yeah, I mean, people are like, they're never going to reprint it.
They want that one.
It's basically reserve list, bro.
Yeah.
It's basically reserve list.
And that Justine Jones art goes hard, man. Her shit is awesome.
Justine's the shit.
Yeah.
Chat, that's going to do it for us tonight. Patrons, we've got Play Day on Saturday. And patrons and everybody, we are off next week. Jake and I are taking a week off. We're going dark. We're not going to be live. You'll catch us around if we're in Discord, if we're in the comments of videos, you know, replying. You'll probably see us posting on social media, stuff like that occasionally if you want, or if we want, perhaps. But we'll have new videos. Just basically what it's going to affect is no stream next week. And we'll be basically unreachable if we choose to be. But
true,
we'll be back on the let me look at a calendar here. I got it in front of me. We'll be back on the 7th of August. We'll be back live and ready to start working toward Duskmorn, dude.
That's right, man. We're gonna have Duskmorn coming out. By that point, Bloomburrow will be completely forgotten about. Holy cow.
Everybody have
Queen Honey, good to see ya.
Queen Honey, what's up? Everybody have good luck and fun at your pre-release this weekends. Yep, Queen Honey said it. Best of luck during pre-releases. Everybody fight well. May all of your mice carry the strength of 1,000 Eldrazi's.
Carry those Eldrazi with your mice. D-Hammer, we will see you later.
Hey, if y'all want to play with us on Saturday, go join the Patreon. Yes. Any level makes you eligible. That's that. We'll see you Saturday. Bring your Bloomburrow decks if you got them. Proxy them
out.
And
then also,
look at that hair.
Come hang out with me if you're going to be in LA mid-August. I will be at Command Fest.
Thanks, Buzz.
All right, friends.
Nick, thank you very much. Nick, we'll chat with you in our group chat, buddy. We gotta talk.